Well,
and then
also,
I'll.
you're on Discord, so there's a chance like you don't hear it, but the people on the server do, and the live stream. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so it's 25 seconds delay. That's pretty crazy. Or 30 seconds. I don't know. Also, what? Why does my stream says it's been going on for 1 hour? It has not been on for 1 hour. Hello,
But it's
everyone.
been waiting for.
No, I made the
But
stream
you
like
scheduled it.
10 minutes ago. Yeah, 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it starts counting when you schedule.
Yeah, but I haven't been waiting for 1 hour.
Oh wait. Well then I don't know.
It's weird. Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
This is Gail Rice and Patreon Pals.
Howdy.
Hello. I mean, I hope y'all can hear me fine. I think y'all can. Because I can't hear myself much because there's a fucking fine behind me because it's hot as all hell. Hello, Electrix 421. 421. Clever. Hello, Toasty Cats. Hello, Slade Wolf 21. Hello, Dan's Live. Hello, Paradox Gamer. Hello, Gajabani, you've noticed. Igor Green Gamer. Hi, Ondine. Hello, random citizen. Oh, that's mean. She wouldn't say that. Hello, random dude. What up? Please do not use all caps, but I see you and I notice you and I remember you. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Mokalailik. Hello. I am Speed. Hello, Speed.
Every time I think of someone named Speed, I think of Speed Racer.
What's that?
You never heard of Speed Racer? It was like the first anime in the United States.
Oh, the Deja Vu one?
No. That is Initial D, I think. I've never seen it. Speed Racer
D.
was. Anyway, so Speed Racer was an anime from the 1950s, and it was one of the first pieces of Japanese animation translated and brought to the United States. The problem was they didn't know how to. So the pacing is completely. I'm going to use the word meth. It's just over the top fast. And one of the problems that came up because of Speed Racer is that the mouths are moving for Japanese, but they didn't know how to deal with it. So the American translators would be like, "Ha, it's me, Speed Racer. The racer down the speed, ha ha."
Okay.
And anytime a character would go, "Ha," rather than go, "What are you doing?" They would just be like, "Ha, ha."
Oh god, that sounds like a blast. Hello,
Oh,
people in
That
quarantine.
sounds very painful yet entertaining.
Well,
hello.
it's all on YouTube if you want to look it up. That's where he's going over there. Nope.
It's me.
Hey,
Hello.
it's Pingus.
Yes.
But that's where the famous. That's where the famous "he's going over that cliff" comes from because they didn't know how to. Really. Yeah.
It's going over that cliff.
Hello,
No one can do that.
Hello, it's L Will Ghost Quartz. Thank you so much for the 199. And I should play Doom Eternal. Is that the new Doom?
Oh,
Yeah,
I would pay money to see that.
Huh, okay. Is it like on PlayStation or something? Like, can I get it on a computer?
Yeah, it's a
You can
computer
get it on
game.
computer, you can get it on PlayStation, you can get it on Xbox, you can get it on just turning into a product promotion.
Basically, every newest platform. It's even coming on Nintendo Switch.
Interesting. Oh yeah, Binio, can you post something on the chat so I can make your mod? I forgot to ask earlier.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Good morning.
You can also make You can like make all your Phoenix, all your Patreon pals. A mod.
Is Horizon Blue also a mod of the chat?
I don't want to be.
I don't think so. Can you type in the chat?
I said I don't
Blue?
want to be.
Carl doesn't
Be
want.
right back, guys. Sorry.
Oh, you
Right
don't
back.
want to be? Aw.
I'm really tired. I'm going to just ban people randomly because my patience is gone.
Carl. Okay, good thing you're not a mod. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a
Okay.
good idea.
I
Do
think
not give
Vinyo
me
is now-
power.
Vinyo is now now has power right away.
But Carl, you're a mod of this server.
Yes, and that's all I can handle right now because I know there's going to be an influx of people chatting in the server.
SL will go Squarts. Thank you for the other 2.99. I mean 1.99. So rip and tear. I don't know what that means, but sure.
That's from Doom.
The whole idea of Doom is you're this eternal being who just like beats the shit out of demons. And in the newer games, there are even glory kills where you pick them apart. Literally, it's very fun. It's very entertaining.
Basically, yeah.
And a random dude, remember, please don't do all caps.
Together we are 111. Yeah, please don't do all caps. I appreciate it, but don't do all caps. I mean, it's anyway. Death by Sins is still waiting. Oh yeah, I still haven't checked that out. It's like I don't know what Sins is, so it's hard to remember. Forcing myself to practice left-hand writing. Oh yeah, that is a cool thing to do. What if one day you don't have one arm or one hand?
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Oscar is really trying to get Gail to listen to that one song. Yeah, it's been like 3 streams that they ask me the same thing, but I guess I will listen to it whenever I remember. And hello, Phoenix Hart, what the fuck? Rip and Spears?
Yeah. I mean, that works.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Rip and Spears until it is. That flows
Spears until it's done. Yeah, that works.
across all the evil that hell can conjure. Rip and Spears until it is done.
And the
Oh,
game
okay,
is
it
like,
was a reference.
What the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about?
exactly,
Yeah,
I'm like, I guess it's-
Rip and Spear, okay.
It's a reference to the latest Doom games.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna trace over it because I'm lazy. But let's see.
I am probably a bit too addicted to Doom Eternal at this point. I've already got 313 hours logged.
Holy.
I'm pretty sure I have more than that on Minecraft.
Have you played any multiplayer, bro?
And I have even more on Skyrim.
Hey,
Oh
got
god,
Really?
Skyrim.
Yeah.
Man,
Hey,
I've been watching.
You have
You first.
Pokemon Sword or Shield. No, I don't play any Pokemon games, sorry.
I was gonna say, I've been recently watching How to Break Skyrim by a fellow named the Spiffing Brit, and it's great. You can make
By
a
what?
potion by the Spiffing Brit,
Uh-huh.
and he okay, so you make a potion that increases your enchanting. Then your enchanting becomes so high that anything you enchant next, including a rod of enchanting, becomes more enchanted. By enchanting the enchanting, you become even more enchanted. And by enchanting the enchanting, you now have a fork that can kill the world.
Enchantingception.
No, he actually made a fork that if he attacked any opponent, the amount of math would go into a negative and the game would crash. He was like, all right then, that seemed to have worked.
You know, it'd be amazing if on the Doomslayer there was an Undyne skin for the Doomslayer where his Doomblade thing was a spear.
Give them on
Oh, yeah.
sometime, they'll do it.
Oh, speaking of, have you guys seen the hipster art trial?
Nope.
Nope.
Also,
Nope.
Oh,
You
it
can,
is
you can send it in the call if you want.
cursed, and I
Mhm.
love it. They're
How
doing
cursed
this
are we
like
talking?
they're doing
Oh my
this
God.
like coffee.
Doomslayer Undyne. Gabe, you're a genius.
I'm like, I'm just gonna trace over it because I'm lazy.
That's just called the Human Slayer.
Oh,
No, it-
oh! So why
It
do I have
still
the
works.
BRB
It
thing
still
on?
works.
Damn it.
I mean, I was gonna say, do trace it. You don't have to be like, oh.
Okay. Well, that's not that cursed. That's more just corporate going, we like a trend and we want to make money on it. That's not cursed. That's not cursed. It's not like giant feet or something. That's cursed.
They're also doing like a giant I think they're gonna do an Elvis Mangus next.
Wait a second. That's not hipster at all. Oh God, id, please. Can someone tell the id suits to stop chasing trends? They're going to be bad at it. Also, we got a couple of blue posts for you, Gabe.
They don't care.
Wait, what?
They don't care, Horizon. They don't care.
There's some paid posts.
Oh boy. Okay, I think Ghost Quartz is gonna give it a new temp. Paper out and
Oh
ready.
wait, so Ghost Quartz is not Temmie in like another another account?
No, we don't know, but multiple people have been posting messages directly to you, just so you know.
Wait, on the on the chat?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You have super chat.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing them. Undying the Human Slayer and Undying the Undoom.
Yeah.
And the Undoom? Undying the Undoom layer.
Undoom the undooming.
I feel like one of the many metal remixes of Bath there would work really well for Undying the Undoom.
What I'm interested in is, do you think they're going to remake Quake after this?
I don't know. That would be awesome.
They already have a recent Quake game.
Yeah.
So
I know they're doing the multiplayer for it. I didn't really play much Doom. It wasn't really my thing, but I did play a lot of Quake back then. I was like, I fly through the air, fall off of the building, and die.
The latest Quake the latest Quake game they made is Quake Champions. It's a free-to-play game.
Well, yeah.
That scares me.
It's pretty mediocre though. Nothing special.
That's what I've been hearing, and that's why I was hoping they would maybe boost it with a bit of the money.
Yeah.
The reviews are mostly positive to very positive, so it's not that bad.
Yeah. Wait a second. Maybe am I being dumb? Is Quake and Doom owned by the same group still, or no?
Yes. ID Software. Yes.
Okay, they all belong to Bethesda. Got it. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
William Ghost Quartz. Okay. Oh god. I need a bigger piece of paper.
Yeah. Another note from Rose
Just
Quartz.
noticed she has 2 eyes. I'm like, what did I draw Undyne with 2 eyes? I'm too used to drawing Undyne Deltarune.
Well, it's.
Well, this is the third one. Give her a third eye. This is the third. This is Undertale 3.
The more AUs, the more eyes she has.
Yes.
Oh no! Eye tails,
make-
where everyone has disproportionate amount of eyes on their body.
Or just one big one.
Undertale Battle one is that.
Everyone's Mike
Cyclops.
Wazowski's.
Yeah.
Dinosaur.
Oh god. No.
Everyone's
Never
Dirk.
give that.
Everyone's Dirk.
Oh no. Dirk has no eyes though.
No.
He has
Not in
no
all
face.
versions. Not in all
Well, that's
versions,
even
but we'll
worse.
see.
Oh god. There's a hipster archivile. What's a revenant? I have no idea. Don't talk to me about Doom. I have no idea what that is. Shit. I only played Doom for Nintendo 64 and I hated it.
Oh,
Well,
why did you
64 is
hate
not the best
The-
one. I
the-
mean,
why
it's
did
not
you
the
hate it?
easiest.
Why did you hate it, Gabe?
Because it make
I liked. You first.
Because it make me dizzy and also the graphics look ugly.
Yeah.
But like even
Well,
back then, I'm talking about like the year 2000 or so, 2003. at most.
Yeah.
And then back then I was like, this looks like other shit. Oh god.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Was it-
Route 64 is a game that makes you dizzy.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well,
I was
that's
just playing it
was it-
recently, and I'm like, oof, oof.
but that's been true
oof.
for like most first-person games for you, Gabe, hasn't it? Like dizziness for
Gabe,
most first-person.
Yeah.
Yeah, if-
yeah.
if-
Yeah, but
Tell me
Route
this,
64
was it-
especially has like weird lighting effects and everything, so it's very. So if someone gets dizzy from it, I can totally understand why.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Because even myself,
yeah,
I'm like, ooh, 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 my
Also,
eyes.
Gabe-
Gabe,
Nope.
was it too dark? Could you see anything in that game? Was it too dark?
It was dark, yeah. I remember that the things I could see the most were the monsters, but I couldn't see like the hallways very well, like where I was
Yes.
walking
Yeah.
through.
That too, yeah.
There's
Also,
another.
especially on a CRT TV, it would be like very,
Oh, yeah,
very
those-
bad.
There's another
That
note from
doesn't help.
Quartz.
Hello,
Yeah.
SL Court. Anyway, I'm gonna post some of my art in your server. I hope you like them. Oh, sweet. Well, I'm not gonna be like looking at the server like right now, but I'm gonna check them out eventually.
Don't worry, I'll be there judging it.
Eventually.
Judging them loudly. But yeah, okay, so I
Yep.
had a little request earlier. Let's see. So, who is this nice lady that you requested, Binio?
Oh,
Um,
it's Fujiko Mine, a partner of Lupin the Third. Yeah, she
Is
Oh,
she, like,
yeah.
always.
Ah,
she
Mrs.
always does
Fuji.
yeah, Fuji cakes.
She looks pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's Fujiko-chan. But yeah, she's always like, "Oh, Lupin, I'm gonna do this heist with you." Oh yeah, but then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take all the money for myself because I'm an evil bitch."
Oh, really?
She always steals. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
always steals his stuff, and he falls for it every time.
Yeah.
He steals, and then she steals.
Ooh.
Yep. Like Lupin is the first cuck or simp or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
basically.
Stump fetish, Rusty! No! Get that nasty out of here.
Oh man,
nice.
I wish we had cybernetic pink eye in the chat. He would say a lot of things about Fujiko probably.
Oh Lord!
Oh,
don't
damn,
remind
yeah.
him. Don't encourage him. Don't.
What?
Swear to God, don't.
Let's see. She steals. What do I draw?
When you draw her, Gabe, just think of a sexy femme fatale. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like a
nice.
sexy femme
Yeah.
fatale. Yeah.
She's very good at confidence, and she's very good at. She actually is a skilled thief, but she finds it easier to steal from thieves than from regular people. Because regular people are less likely to go, "This seems normal that this beautiful woman suddenly has an interest in me." Every cop's kind of like, "What are you doing?" Whereas all the thieves are like, "Yeah, I'm cool. Where'd my money go?"
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Also, they posted the art. It looks very nice. Very nice. Very good clean lines and colorations.
Yeah, this is from Lupin the Third, part 4 and 5. The ones I sent to Gabe.
Where is
I meant on the for Saiyan Legend Will.
Oh, okay.
Your art's very good. You also do pretty good with coloration.
That's a challenge. Where is it? Stuff by you.
That's in
let's
stuff by
check that
you.
out.
That's in stuff by you on the public server.
Oh,
Stuff by
ooh, nice.
Nicole.
Not bad.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah,
good
let me
start,
just
man.
put
That's really
the
good.
Yeah.
stream. Damn it. Let's see. Share a copy. And paste. Okay, share the stream and then stuff by you. Let's see.
Hello.
Oh, there's so much stuff.
Howdy.
Hello?
How are you?
Hi.
Hey, it's Mallory. Hello.
Hello.
I'm like, hello. Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
What was that?
Howdy.
How's it going?
hello.
Buenos dias.
I'm good.
We're
That goes
doing
well.
good. We're doing good. Just chilling and
Yes.
Здравствуйте, mate.
That's hello in Russian,
That's it.
right?
Yep.
That's Russian, yeah.
I knew it. I will do a word. By the
Nice.
way, I'm also giving you a profile picture for. Damn it, machine! You're supposed to.
I know
do
it
the thing.
just because I took some Russian lessons in university.
Wow.
ah,
Nice.
just
That's so
one
cool.
year, just one small year of Russian. I barely went into the freaking course. I still learned by myself.
What you
Sweet.
drawing?
It's a
Can I
lady
explain?
from yeah.
So it's basically Fujiko Mine, a partner of Lupin the Third from the anime Lupin the Third.
Oh,
Is a partner of the titular character.
Yes,
Yeah, basically.
Just do her face.
she's
Just
the
think
main
of
lady of the anime.
Looking down.
Ah,
yeah, just
damn it,
think
it
of
didn't work
any
yet.
80s femme fatale.
Ah, dang it.
Oh, you're not late, puppy gotcha.
I'm
We're
trying to
just
find it.
getting started, even though it's been 20 minutes, but we're just getting started, really. Also, does the stream still say that I've been on for 1 hour? Because that is not the case. Oh no, never mind. No, it doesn't.
Now it says since 20 minutes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this is what the lady looks like. Boop.
Rusty Tomato
this is-
says, the pickle Ray crack pipe has been haunting my dreams.
Also, horror tale. That's a lot of emojis.
Oh yeah, try to not spam emojis, but a couple of emojis are fine. But I know I
You
think
are,
that's
but that is.
I think that's a
that's a
Gaster
lot.
thing. But yeah.
Also, Horizon, what you posted in Inkle is the 80s iteration of Fujiko.
Yeah.
Because what I noticed is that Fujiko is the only character in the Lupin franchise that has gotten the most reimagined designs.
Well, yeah, because remember, in any show, there's always like the big guy, the smart guy, the clever guy, and girl. And the girl always gets redesigned over and over and over again, and the other three are pretty much the same in every version.
I mean,
I guess. Okay, fair point,
That's
fair point
sadly
there.
true of a lot of shows. So, yeah.
Yeah.
well, I will
okay,
forgive
okay.
Lupin because it's old, but
Yeah, when
That's the
it's
difference,
a
though, is
whole
that-
thing that when it's like a reboot of a reboot of a reboot for like years and years, like they change always the girls but never the guys because the guys are always the main protagonist and everything, and it's like, oh, but we're not gonna recognize the protagonist if we change him, so we're not gonna change him, but make the lady sexier.
yeah.
It's like the
Add more
difference
bullet.
between an iPhone and an Android phone. iPhone has the same basic things. Android is just
Right.
going nuts every year.
Also, horror
Basic.
tale.
Yeah, I
We know it's Gaster text, but we accept English only here. Thank you.
Sorry, but we're trying to make sure that we can moderate things, and we can't. If we can't really read it, we can't really moderate it. Sorry.
Yeah.
And if we can read zero things from you, then you're gonna get silenced. Because
Oof.
Miles will not say anything.
says the mod, so be careful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm glad. Yeah, you're a mod too, so you have the power. Then Carl is
Have
there,
the
like
power.
you would have you would have banned like so many people already if it weren't because.
I have the power.
Possibly. Yeah, that's why you don't want to give me that power. I'm also just like making sure that the public doesn't, go nuts, and everyone's being really good there. So thank you all for not
Yeah,
going insane.
so far so
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
Yep. No caps locks abusers. That's good.
So far, yeah, no. I mean, not too many at least.
Hmm?
Keep it up, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But let's see. All right. Since we're drawing someone from an anime, here's an important anime question. Which genre do you think an anime makes the best shows, and which genre makes the best trash?
Oh.
Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Can I go first?
Go ahead.
So I think the best anime is in the genre of seinen, like the mature anime, like Lupin the Third
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop, because there is no time for unnecessary like filler episodes, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the worst type of anime for me so far, I don't say it won't change in the future, is isekai. Like
Oh,
character
damn.
transported to another world, like Sword
Yeah.
Art Online.
Yeah.
This is the type of anime that always has to. It's the type of anime that always have to have a HG beach episode.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's me
Yeah.
making
I'm just
Isekais.
skilled. Yeah, saying the truth.
I'm gonna say that. Oh, you first.
I just wanted to point out that wait, who was it? Someone earlier. Juan Ford said Nami from One Piece. Her boobs have been growing with the past of the anime, and I'm like, damn. I think yeah. All I remember
Whose
from
boobs?
One Piece is that everyone looked ugly as sin, and then there was the girl that looked kind of okay, and now just everyone looked kind of okay, and the girl's boobs are like twice as bigger.
Oh,
And her waist is like way too thin. She's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
skinny.
She's gaining boobs and losing ribs.
Ooh.
uh,
She's transferring all the fat from her to her boobs.
Oof.
Or she's absorbing the fat around her like a fat vampire.
No, because she would be fat all around.
Mm.
True.
No, but I'm saying that like all the characters, I guess, age in that show, but no one ever gets fat. Everyone just gets more muscle.
Yeah.
More boobs.
So no,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. She secretly goes around the boat at night and goes, "Aha, more for me."
More for boobs.
Yeah. But I was gonna say my opinion is my favorite is generally action adventure that's comedic is always a good way to have me just go, "Ah, a sensible chuckle." But I'm going to say controversially, I think the worst is mecha.
Oof.
Not because
oh.
and here's my reasoning why. Individual mecha shows can be really good, but the genre in general has a lot of just like, so what's this? It's a robot. Well, what's the plot? Robot.
Damn.
And I think that's
Sexy
been
girls.
a problem. Well, what I'm saying though is that like in a lot of those shows, it's like they're like, we need a cool robot, and they're like, cool. What's the story? I don't know. A lot of times the robot comes before. It's like how here in the United States there was in the 70s and 80s. There's a guy with a car. Okay, what happens? What's the progress? Car. Yeah.
Drive.
They drive.
Bad
Drive
dubbing.
car to go fast.
Can I go
That
next?
reminds me of that. That
Go-
reminds
go-
me of that game
uh,
on the PlayStation called Driver. Basically, the whole game is you drive cars.
Yep. But so Mallory's gonna go next.
So, as far as anime is concerned, I like things like Studio Ghibli. I think the difference sometimes between American animation and Japanese animation is like quality often.
Mm-hmm.
It's just beautiful, watercolored scenes and, really whimsical worlds and stuff like that. I really enjoy that. What I don't like is schoolgirl anime.
Oof. Yeah.
It's just it's cringy, I guess.
It really can be.
It's
really
been
can
done
be.
so many times. and it doesn't get better.
Yeah. I was gonna say, was it oh, dang it, brain. Here's a question for you, Mal. Which American studios do you think kind of approach Ghibli, or do you think none?
American studios?
Yeah, do you think there are any American studios that ever reach that high, or no? Because in the past it would have said Pixar, but with what they've done recently, I'm like, no, not anymore.
What did I do?
Pixar has like its own brand, you know. They have like their own little, you know, they have their own little quirks and things that they incorporate into every piece of animation that they do. Like all of the hidden little things in every single Pixar movie, you can find the hidden little things and whatnot. And I think the difference between Pixar and maybe Disney is that Pixar makes a really concerted effort to have like a meaningful message.
Even they're at their worst, they have like there's some art even in their trash.
Yeah.
Well, like I like movies like Ratatouille and WALL-E are two of my favorite movies
Oh, those
ever.
are good. Those are
Mm.
those
And
are
they
very
did.
I have to agree with you, Garu.
Yeah, like they were just like really well done, and the messages that they put across in those movies were really like, I mean, obviously kids are going to enjoy the movie for other reasons, but if you're a parent and you're watching the movie, you're also getting something out of it.
Yeah.
Because there's a bigger theme, like Up, really mature movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Up is sadder than most tragedies, and then more redeeming. But I was gonna say,
the thing about
you first.
Okay, the thing about Up that I don't like is that it starts off strong, and then to me it kind of wears off after the intro.
Yeah,
I
it's hard.
didn't like.
It's hard to beat that intro though. That was a hard
Yeah.
act to follow.
Yeah,
I honestly don't remember anything
intro
after
was
the intro.
awesome.
Actually, that's a good point. You could make, if the movie had ended when he has this house take off, the movie could have ended there. It's just like, and then he flew away. You don't have to even say whether or not he got to Venezuela. You're just like, and then he flew away to follow his dream. And you're like, that's a beautiful movie. And then you're just like,
yeah. So basically, what
oh,
you're
I
saying
never
is
thought
that
of that.
Up. Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is that Up would have worked better as a like short movie.
Yeah, a short.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Sure.
Oh God, Up let us down. Oh no.
Yeah.
Quality.
Phoenix
Anyway.
Phoenix R says it ain't anime if it doesn't have high school in it, and I'm like, true. If it doesn't have high school in it, it's good anime.
Cowboy Bebop.
But
Cowboy Bebop.
if it has high school in it, it might also be a hentai anime. So be careful.
Oh, true. Good point. Oof.
By the way, to go back to the subject of like, what is your the genre that is the best to you, and what is the worst? The worst to me is anything that has let's say, well, not high school, but like slice of life.
Oh, oof.
Yeah.
Slice of life anime.
Yeah.
Not because like I like some of them. Some of them have been really good to me, but most of the time, every time I start watching one, I'm like, there's nothing happening there. like actually
watch-
nothing.
Yeah.
Just
Watch
actually,
as
No
The
character
un-
development or anything. It's just
Yeah.
one quirk, and it goes there. The second worst to me, I have a second worst, is shonen.
Oh.
What are those ones?
So Pokemon, Digimon.
You don't want to be the
Uh,
very best? Come on.
No.
Shonen are young boys.
I want to be the very
animes.
best in the video game when I still played it.
Oh.
Ah, yeah. So basically,
But
adaptation
like
is-
Pokemon,
adaptation is
Digimon, Naruto, One
Yeah,
Piece, all of
young-
that shit. All
Yeah,
Yeah.
young
basically
boys.
all shonen that goes on for like years and seasons, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
and they never
it
So-
grow
just
up.
goes on and on and
So-
on, and it never
so-
ends.
So to put a definition on it, a shonen is a young men's anime. Yeah, as Pinger pointed out, they are often very, very long because they technically have a plot. Technically,
Technically.
it's okay. Imagine someone was like, "I'm going to make you soup," and then they put a single noodle in it, and you're like, "What the hell?" And you're like, "No worries, there'll be another soup, and in it is another noodle." I got like 15 of these.
Dang.
Well, it's
Yeah,
more,
put
it's
them all
more like
together.
it's more like you prepare soup. You give soup with one noodle, and the other guy is like, "What the hell?" And it's like, "Oh, don't worry, the rest is gonna come up." And then you go back to the soup, you add crust on it, and it's like, What? I didn't ask for that." Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Yeah.
Savage.
Because of the filler episodes.
Yeah.
And that's
There's
that's
a
a
lot
big,
of them. That's why those shows are very long. It's because they have a lot of fillers, and I hate that.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, fillers are the worst.
Yeah.
I think
So
that's
That's why
every-
I almost gave up watching Dofus, not Dofus, Wakfu because of that.
Oh well.
Because
yeah, it does.
there are a few filler episodes. I'm like, oh god, no, don't do that.
At least
oh my
I'm
god!
glad
And if
that-
you think about Slice of Life is the filler anime.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. It's a filler of anime.
I never
And
thought
there's
of
too
that.
many
Filler the
characteristic
anime.
clothes. Like here's the one cute character, here's one tsundere character, here's the one cute character. Like
Oh
too
god!
many,
Somebody make a meme.
yeah.
Somebody make the meme. Slice of Life is filler the anime. Prove me wrong.
Yeah,
Change my
And
mind.
then
Yep.
just
hard
put
to disagree with that
giant-
statement.
and put just giant ugu eyes on Ben Shapiro so you could know he feels the pain.
Oh god.
Just
Oh god. Yep.
The good thing about Wakfu, like, is that like the last season. I love how the last season they made it like 20 episodes long, or was it? No, 10 episodes long. And I was like, damn, everything like straight to the point. Everything is just plot. And then I thought, wait, that means like it's just a regular season, but without the filler. Holy shit! And it was actually
I think
pretty
that's-
awesome.
Well,
Yeah,
like
season 3 was awesome because of that. There was no filler. It was shorter, but there was no filler.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
but
I think-
when you look at it like that, when you have mecha anime, as Carol said, right? That mecha
Yeah.
is no, yeah. When you have like Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is too focused on the plot becomes too complicated. That's the problem.
Oh, I never thought of that. Yeah.
well, I think a good like balance can be done, but I think here's the important part. One of the reasons, and I hate to be Mr. Downer here, one of the reasons why there is a ton of filler was because in the environment of the 80s and 90s, you were trying to sell toys. And you added in filler because you added in characters. And you added in characters because that sold toys. Whereas if you're making a show for Netflix doesn't give you money to sell toys. They give you money for views. So you actually want to keep people watching.
Damn.
Well, that's
So
a
they
fair
care
point.
about
Yeah.
plot.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is that in the 90s, especially, if you wanted to make a series, it would be accepted only if it has that much episodes, like 12 or 24 episodes
Oh god.
during a season. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like either 12 episodes of 20 minutes or 24 episodes of 10 minutes.
Oh damn.
That was the usual format is that, and sometimes they're like, well, our story is kind of short actually, when you think about it. So we gotta fill up those things so we can call it a season.
Oh. That explains why, like, on Netflix there are like shows that like one season is like 4 episodes. I like that.
Yeah,
Because in Netflix's understanding, if you watch it multiple times, that's good. You're going to pay the same amount every month. Whereas if you're a TV station, they're like, all right, so we make this many episodes, and the longer the show runs, the more the merchandise sells.
Oh,
Yes. And
But that's the thing, is that it's a gamble. Because if you make a shitty show, you make a shitty show, you now have a shitty show and a mountain of plastic.
And you want to know the worst part?
Mm.
In France, like series and shit, they're shown not in order, completely by random.
Oh.
Why?
And
France,
not
why?
only not only not in order, but also sometimes, and I mean all the freaking time, you would get the same episode from one day to another.
France, why?
Well, Gabe,
Like it's
Gabe,
randomized, but you would still have the chance to have like the same episode from one day to another.
Yes, but why would they do that?
I don't know. They suck.
Pinger,
Yes?
are you talking specifically about anime?
Everything.
Oh, damn.
Everything is like that.
Oh god, so,
for
no
shows
shows...
for shows like SpongeBob or something like that that has no exact continuity in the story, it's fine. Except when you see the same episode like 2 or 3 times in a row. But in series like Wakfu, like it would be shown in different order. It'll be like, fuck.
That is horrible.
I feel you, bro. Yeah.
I hate
Sometimes
to
it would
say
show
it,
in order, but most of the time, if you start watching, it's gonna show first of all in order. Then it's gonna show again a previous episode, and it's gonna go back to the next episode, to the next real episode.
Huh.
Then it's gonna go back a little bit in the back, and then it would go again in the same thing, and it's like, fuck! Just let me watch the rest of the show.
I'm not too well versed. I can't say I'm super well versed in like French comics and literature, but one thing I have noticed from the things that I do know, and is it fair to say Tintin is part of it or no?
No.
I mean,
No?
Tintin is
Okay.
individual movies,
I know it's
right?
Belgian. I know it's Belgian, but what I'm saying is, what I find interesting, like Asterix. Oh god, I just forgot the other character's name. Asterix and
Asterix, Obelix.
Obelix.
oh, I was about to call him Oblast. I was like, that's not correct.
Oblast.
That's the name for a region in like Russia, isn't it? Anyway. One of the things that I find interesting, like I remember I picked up a Lucky Luke comic because I was like, I've heard about this before. It's by a famous French pair. What I find interesting, looking at Asterix, looking at Lucky Luke, each one is like able to be completely resolved inside of itself. Each comic, each book is a self-contained unit.
Yeah.
The characters may develop over the series, but it's very much based on, well, it's kind of like Gravity Falls in American animation. Each episode can stand on its own, but it is a part of a series. Whereas many American and Japanese ones, because many Japanese took inspiration from American ones, are, you gotta watch them in order, sucker, if you want to be part of our story.
Damn.
Yeah.
Or
I think-
our American took like inspiration from Japanese ones.
But that I think you're right, Vinio, because I was like, wait a second, I was just remembering American sitcoms are famous for the fact that there is no order. It's all the same. Fred will always end up having to yell at Wilma for some reason because he's locked outside. Seinfeld, they will always be terrible people, and at the end of the day, they will have learned nothing. Oh God, is American television just an Ouroboros?
Oh god.
Ugh.
Wow.
Ugh. No wonder
That's
Americans are
something
going
to
weeb. It makes
Yeah.
sense now.
Could be.
Also, that picture's looking very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
I like how she like swindles her hair up around her finger.
Oh yeah,
That's nice.
because y'all
Nice.
say that she may be like she steals, but she's also like the femme fatale. Like I assume she like tries to be like flirty, but
Yes,
just to get
yes,
like
yes.
advantage of people. That's awesome.
Yes, exactly. That's nice. Yeah.
Also, I love
Good.
Phoenix. Like I don't know what's going on in the chat. I'm sorry, but suddenly Phoenix Art is like Scooby Doo is an alien, and I'm like, oh, I know where that came from.
What? I don't know why that came
Ga-
from.
Game Theory made a theory.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen that episode yet.
Did they say that
Damn it, Matt
Scooby-Doo
Pat.
is an alien?
Yeah.
Matt Pat,
But
no.
no, but
Matt
this
Pat.
time it kind of makes sense though, because in one of the movies, like they say that there are like like it's kind of within the universe that there are aliens that came to the world, and those aliens were like the I don't know, anthropomorphic animals, deities we see in like in mythology and shit,
But-
like the Egyptians animal heads and shit.
Oh,
They're like, oh, they were
Ah.
aliens and they can speak speech and shit, and then
But,
Matt
like,
Pat
Matt-
is like,
Matt?
Yeah.
You first.
well, Matt Pat was like, oh, so now this joke makes sense whenever they say dog and Scooby is like, dog where?
No, but Matt Pat is like
Ah.
the English teacher of YouTube. He can find something that has no meaning and assign meaning to it.
yes.
It's uncanny where he's just like, everyone is like, the audience, nothing. Audience member looks over, sees an episode of Agretsuko, and then Matt Pat jumps in. Is Agretsuko a commentary on the moon race? And you're just like, what the hell
That's
are you
something
talking
you would
about?
do, yeah.
It's like you know that cliche explanation of English teachers where it's like
Yes.
the
It's
curtain
true
is-
too.
The curtain is blue because it represents the blood of the royal blood and everything, and then the commentary of the author is the curtain's fucking blue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I got an English degree. It is completely like that. Everyone's trying to find meaning where I'm like, can you just teach us how to write? Because that's what we actually care about. Just tell me what the hell a stanza is, because I don't. I got 2 years of training in poetry, and I still don't know what the hell a stanza is. It's rhyming pentameter. What the fuck is a pentameter?
A pentameter is 5 meters. What's a meter?
Ah, God, that's the
I'm
problem. which is
American. I don't know what a meter is.
Oh god.
I'm double screwed.
Yikes.
This Shakespeare fella, he's speaking some foreign language from England, like English or something. Why don't he speak American?
Yeah. God.
What the fuck is English?
Oh God. Phoenix Art. Game theory.
What the
Is
fuck
Mario
was
a
the
simp?
Sonic?
It's Mario.
No, but look,
What?
the answer's yes. The answer's yes.
That is awesome. I never thought about it. It really
Mario
is.
is simp? Yes. The answer
Holy
is yes.
shit. Oh my god. Mario is a simp! Oh, we need that. We need that game theory so bad.
Just,
Dang it.
Gabe,
Yeah.
you're the person that has the Twitter power to bug Matt Pat about that. Just
Matt
make a picture of, bug him on Twitter, and then see if we can reverse engineer him.
Oh no.
Can we find the open source code for Matt Pat's AI?
Oh god.
If we start making game theories, does he begin to copy them? Game theory, Matt Pat is Matt Pat.
Oh,
Christ.
Matt Pat, it's hands.
And
Yes.
while we are at it, do the same with Watch Mojo.
Oh god.
Hi, we're Watch Mojo. We used to make things, not anymore. You make things so we can comment on it. It hurts. It hurts.
More like you make things and we just put it in the video.
Yeah.
Game Theory.
You
did
write
the-
it. You write it. We read.
Oof. G. Edgington says Game Theory. Did Papyrus and Sans put Crash Bandicoot in Undertale? What?
Yes. Yes. Each of those feathers represents a memory.
Oh.
Yep, it's an Only Plays reference. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Game,
I was like,
game
there's-
Fury, game Fury, overthink everything.
Damn. Oh yeah, pretty
Basically.
much.
Does Game Theory shitpost? Question mark with an arrow pointing towards it. Gone sexual.
Consexual,
Game
not
Theory.
clickbait.
Game Theory. Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Oh,
Does Bruno Mars is gay? The rumor come out.
Does Undyne is gay?
the rumor come out.
Hashtag to
Oh,
obvious.
she definitely does.
Yeah.
Game Theory. Is Undertale on the N64?
Is Undertale an NES hack?
Is
Is
Undertale,
Undertale actually?
Oh,
God, if you want to start the real fight, Game Theory, is Undertale good?
Mocha Lilac says, "Can you draw Celestia from Danganronpa?" I'm familiar with Danganronpa, but I'm looking at some art. She's pretty cute. Damn. She would be a waifu if I
God.
were 14. Like she's a
Just
goth waifu with like long swirly hair.
I remember a terrible meme I saw, which showed like a person covered in grape jelly, and they're like, "Would you murder someone in Danganronpa?"
Here's a clickbait title for you, Game Theory. Is Undertale actually good?
Oh!
Emphasis on actually.
That's something for Carl.
I've seen. Believe me,
No,
I've
no,
seen.
no.
Like,
Undertale's good. Deltarune's bad.
Oh, okay. Deltarune, yeah.
I know they're having times that I get recommended those 1 to 2 hours long essays about was Undertale like really overrated or not and shit like that, or like was Undertale worth it or and shit like that, and I'm like and like those are things that like came out in less than a year ago, so it's like, oh, so Undertale, like, was it really good? And it's like, okay.
The answer is it a good game? Yes. Is the fandom good? Depends.
Oh, depends, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
Depends
no,
on
but
the
then.
age.
Oh!
Well, that's the thing. Is like every fandom. I think that's one interesting thing. I remember there was a channel for a while I followed, and then he just began to bicker about everything. I'm like, okay, you're too cynical for even me. Damn. But it's the interesting question is some fandoms are really good, and some fandoms just fall apart. And the question is why.
What do you think about Sonic fandom, Carl?
I personally think that there is a small core of super awful people, and that the majority are just normal people that like the show or they like the thing, and they now have to deal with the fact that every single thing they touch has a little bit of poop on it, just a little bit.
Oh, God.
It's just,
Oh, yeah.
I can't stand the Sonic fandom. I just can't.
But that's the thing.
Why? But why?
But that's,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Is the majority of Sonic. You first.
Okay. The thing is, nowadays, everything that Sonic touches has a little bit of poop on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. Just look at this movie I just posted. It's hard to disagree with you guys.
Oh God.
But I think that's the thing. Is like I said, I think the majority of Sonic fans, they just like a video game. That's it.
I mean,
the vast
I used
majority
to
of them
play
are-
the video game on the Sega Game Gear way back in the day, and I really liked it. However, the shows and stuff, and the movies, and some Rule 34 stuff, it's just like, no.
Well, I see your point, man. But the thing is, for me, Sonic introduced me to YouTube, and Newgrounds. So I have a
Now
lot of
here's-
things to thanks to Sonic.
No, but here's
How did-
here's the important thing. You can like something for what it introduced you to. That doesn't necessarily make it good, though.
Oof.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I can overlook Sonic Adventure 2 and 1 flaws. So does
Outlast,
that make me...
Outlaw Star introduced me to anime, and I dearly love that show. It is not a good show.
Which show?
Outlaw Star.
Oh.
Oh, that one.
I dearly love it, but oh my god, some parts I look back and I'm like, oh my cringe, oh my terrible 13-year-old self.
I love that you have.
Back at
I love that you have.
13-year-old me going, oh my god, that character Shapely. This show must be amazing. Going back, oh my god, this character is a cheese grater on my ears. I hate it.
Jeez, great.
Don't talk about cheese graters, please.
Hey, Crane.
Sorry.
Hi, Crane.
Hello.
Exactly.
Hi, everybody.
Oh.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey,
Yeah.
How is everybody doing?
we're doing good. Get in the middle of our fight. We're talking
Yeah,
about
no.
fandoms.
I will say, like, I was just like, before I asked to join in, like, what are they talking about, so I can prepare myself. And boy, it's like, wow.
You can prepare
In
yourself.
like the 2 months I haven't joined a stream, I'm all of a sudden in the deep end.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
I'm
Welcome to the
throwing
deep end.
shade and probably pissing off half the internet. So
Eh.
That's
Eh.
fine. The internet's always pissed.
I mean, it doesn't-
You are not.
It doesn't, I guess, change my experience of X or Y thing in general. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I tend to go about it, because.
Yeah.
But
No, like-
yeah.
No, you first. You first.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna give props to Gabe for I saw an in-piece a work in progress of Doom Eternal Undying, and when I'm just
Oh yeah.
that always gets
Do
my,
it turn.
that always gets my approval. So I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like here's a good example. I think the Doom games are very good. I really don't like Doom. I
Wow.
really don't like it, but I think that the games do what they do very solidly. I think it's very important to say, like, Sonic was an amazing, like, Sonic 2 especially was able to get speed in an era when no other game really could. And the more you played, the better you got, the more you would actually have that speed. But I will say the problem has been the fact, partially due to the developers' choices, which was, as with, I think a lot of the not so fun fans, they're not from the original Sonic series, and they're not from like Mania or from the cartoons. A lot of them are from the adventure games, which is when they were
Yes.
like, all right, okay, so Mario moved into a 3D world, and they were trying to copy over Nintendo's shoulder, and at the time, everyone else was trying to get more complicated, but Nintendo wasn't, but Sega was. And as they made it more and more complicated, they began to put in storylines, but then they began to take the storylines and just twist them into freaking pretzels of death.
Yes.
Well, the way I see it, Carl, is that too many people played Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, and not enough people played Sonic Generations, because that game is amazing, Sonic Generations.
Yeah.
And
Generations was fun.
Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 have aged so badly.
Yes.
Like goddamn.
And, yeah, like there's a guy I really like. I'll send you him. I'll send you a video of his later. His name is Radical Soda. He's from New Zealand.
I've
and-
seen his
Yeah.
videos. I know what you mean. Yeah.
He's a huge Sonic fan, and he's the kind of fan that I think of as probably the majority of them that really enjoy the gameplay, they enjoy the characters, and they may laugh a bit at the story, but if it's a good story, they're like, yeah, that's pretty fun. The problem, I think, is the fact that, there's a group that they're like, all right, we came in and saw Sonic Adventure 2. We want the rest of the series to be that. And that's kind of like going, you know what? I just played Mario Kart. I want every Mario game to be Mario Kart. And I'm going
be
to
like Mario Kart.
scream and cry and draw fetishized cars if you do not.
Nice car.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because ka-chow.
Good job.
Oh boy.
And it's
Yeah.
like not every game series works like that. Yeah.
No, and that's the thing is, I am completely willing to say, I think that I've tried to play Sonic. I'm not very good at it. It's very frustrating for me because the gliding, I always fall off of things.
Aw.
But whenever I saw someone playing it well, I was like, this game's amazing. The second I put my hands on it, I'm like, and I am the trash. Oh no.
Oh
Nice.
boy. What was your? I'm actually curious, since we're kind of on the topic. What was everybody's first Sonic game? While we're talking about it.
Sonic 1.
Sonic 1? Okay.
Sonic 3D for PC version.
Oh,
What
which
is that?
which didn't have any music because for some reason my version didn't have it, but I still love the series.
Sonic 3D Blast, or was that?
Sonic 3D Blast, yeah, that was the Saturn version that was converted to the PC later on.
So
Yeah.
only one.
What was
The only
the
one that I
name
really
of the
got-
game for the Sega Game Gear? I don't even remember.
Sonic
don't
Blast,
know.
Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic Chaos, Sonic Triple Trouble. Which
I
one
think it was
these?
just Sonic Blast. I think that's one you're thinking about. 3D Blast is the one for the Genesis and the Saturn that also got ported to PC. But then I think Game Gear was just Blast. I think.
I will
Yeah.
look it up because
Yeah.
none of that
Yeah.
sounds familiar. Maybe
Like did it have? Okay, may like disconnected. Okay.
But
I didn't
that's
disconnect. I'm just looking.
ironically
okay.
enough, that's actually my first Sonic game as well. Like technically,
Oh.
like I actually had a PC version, which for some reason mine did have music. Music did work on my
Oh.
version. But
Well, I'm jealous.
after that,
Yeah, Sega was-
I will say then after that, I got a copy of Sonic 3 and Knuckles for the PC, like a PC port of that, which
And
ported over from the
Knuckles.
Saturn. Yep, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and yeah, that was, and I actually played probably that the most of those two games, just because
To
like
me, it's the
I-
best. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So-
well, you see, guys, since I live in Poland, my journey with Sonic has been very interesting because, well, look at this. First,
Sure.
I played Sonic 3D on PC, which I kind of
Okay.
liked. It was like 7 out of 10 game. I didn't get all the Chaos Emeralds because I didn't know shit what to do to get all the Chaos Emeralds because I was
oh yeah,
stupid.
that was
Yeah.
very confusing.
Yeah. Then I saw Sonic Adventure 2 gameplay on one of the TV shows that showed gameplay from these games, and I was like, "Wow, this looks
Oh.
amazing." And then after that, I've discovered Newgrounds and YouTube thanks to Sonic because that's where I saw my first fan-made Sonic videos on.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Newgrounds and YouTube. That was like nostalgic moment for me, and I still have like first YouTube video I've seen of Sonic on my playlist, which is very nostalgic to me. And after that, I began to play Sonic on GameCube because GameCube is actually the first I didn't get PlayStation 2. I got GameCube as my first console from that generation, and I've played Sonic Adventure 2 on it. And at first, I sucked at it, and I didn't really like it. But as I got more into it, I really loved Sonic Adventure 2. So yeah,
Sonic
I got-
1 was what I
yeah,
played
really. Oh, on Game Gear.
on the Game Gear. Yeah, that was the original one. I had a couple games. You know, that
Oh.
was back when they came in cartridges in big
Come on,
plastic. Yeah. Hey, don't make fun of me.
guys. Well, no, I mean, I
Aw.
played
Nah.
on cartridges too. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I
me
got
too.
the last
like-
of them.
I
Yeah.
don't understand
Yeah, me
why they came in like VHS type cases when the cartridges were so small.
Wait,
I can
mate.
actually say
I'm gonna show you my case from with that called Sonic. It looks like a VHS case.
So, I was gonna say, and here I am going like some of my first games were on floppy disks. So,
Oh wow. Boy, oh,
And
and I'm
boy.
not talking about the smaller ones. I'm talking about the half-inch ones that were actually
Benyo.
floppy.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Oh, man.
Important thing,
It was.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I still have. Oh boy. Yeah,
Look
there
at
it
that.
is.
What,
Oh,
what,
yeah, but-
what-
Yeah.
what-
They're sharing. Bino is sharing a video on
Oh, okay.
Discord. Yeah, about just like his Game Gear box. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, very cool.
What?
Yeah, that is Genesis though. That is Genesis. Yeah.
Oh, Genesis.
Or
My bad.
as we would call it in Europe, Mega Drive.
Ha ha. Yes.
Yeah,
God,
this is
of course.
the,
Sonic Generation.
yeah, this is the only original packaging that I have for Mega Drive game.
Yeah.
How much
you
that's
still
worth
have at least
nowadays.
one. I have zero now.
So
I mean,
Well,
my
I was gonna
grandma
say,
has all the cases, so I could get from her someday.
oh, okay, okay, yeah.
so I was gonna quickly say, so my history involving Sonic is I didn't own a Sega system until the Dreamcast. So I was very late, and I didn't really play Sonic much because I was a Mario fanboy. I recognize that. And one of the big things that I will say that was interesting though was like by the time I finally was, looking into Sega's library a bit, it was the adventure era. So for me, I thought that's what I thought Sonic was. I thought Sonic was, oh yeah, there's the hedgehog and he runs around a bit. And then I didn't even know there was a 3. I didn't know there was with Knuckles. I just knew 1, 2, and then adventure.
Ah,
And
okay,
then
I see.
Interesting.
only
yeah.
in 2005, sorry, I met a friend of mine named Rusty in 2005, and he showed me, adventure, and he's playing it. I'm like, anytime that it's running around, I'm like, this game looks really cool. And anytime a cutscene starts, I'm like, oh god. But oh no.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, no.
Oh no.
but that was the thing was, then in about 2010, there's a little game store nearby, and Sega had made a collection for the PlayStation that had the original Sonic games. And I played them, and I was
Gems?
like,
Actually.
Yeah, I was
Horizon, was it Sonic Gems or Sonic Gems or Sonic Mega
No,
Collection?
no, it was the Sega collection because it wasn't just Sonic.
Oh,
But it
okay.
had
I
Sonic
had
1 and
Sonic
2
Mega
and
Collection
3.
actually for the PS2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And I
have it
tried
for
it, and I was like-
PC.
Yeah, I tried it. This ain't bad. This ain't bad. I'm trash at it, but this is pretty fun. But I think that's one of the things, though, is like I look at Sonic fandom and I see, like I said, I think there's the majority of them are just happy fans and they're kind of aware of, haha, that's a bit janky, but whatever. It's like I'm a huge Mystery Science Theater fan. They know they're janky. They know they have terrible puppets that run around and fall apart. That's fine. It's part of the fun. But that's, I think, the important part is the fact that the Sonic Twitter, to me, is like one of the most genuine. I really don't like corporate mascots much, but that one there is run by genuine fans, and I wish them all the best luck in the world because they care about their product and they care about their fans. But a real funny thing I've noticed, though, is the fact that the Sonic group is always like, yeah, we have our good set, and then there's Sonic Team that for some reason is trying to make a serious story about a blue hedgehog.
Like they're aware of like, yeah, I don't know why they're doing this either, but I mean, I guess we didn't hire them, so.
But that's the thing, that's what always confuses me. It's like Sonic Mania has been an amazing renaissance for the fandom, and it was made not by Team Sonic. Meanwhile, Team Sonic is like, we're going to make...
They make Forces around the same time, yeah.
Yes, and they actually...
That was sucked.
And that was, I think that's the problem, is the fact, I don't think Sonic Forces, I don't think Team Sonic actually understands, I think Sonic Team doesn't understand what people like about Sonic. I think they're like, we're very serious about this hedgehog, and you're going to be serious about it too, right?
Well, to be fair, Carl, Sonic Forces was made by even though it was made by Sonic Team, it was like made by completely different programmers and level designers.
Really?
Yeah,
What happened to the original team?
from the credits I've seen, I guess maybe. My theory is that maybe the designers of Sonic Adventure and Sonic Generations were busy on this year's upcoming Sonic game, and
There's
they
an
were
upcoming one?
they hopefully, because they keep saying that they are going to show off new Sonic game soon this year. That there is going to be a new announcement. And my theory is that because with Sonic Forces they showed a new graphics engine. They were like, okay, we're going to have this smaller team do like this, small game to show off new engine, and after that we're going to make like a bigger game that was made by the team that made Sonic Generations and older Sonic Adventure games. So they were like, well, already, because Sonic Forces, I've been seeing this in my country. Sonic Forces was like when it was released, it costed less than any other PS4 or PC game. So they were like, okay, we're going to make Sonic Forces like this budget title that no one's going to care about, just to show off like new graphics engine in a way. And then we're going to make like a true successor to Sonic, I guess, Generations and Adventure. So yeah, that's my theory.
I can say I only have limited in-industry experience, but I can say that although there are almost always people that stick around with a company for like decades, it's usually like if you have a game and it's been 5 years between games, that's a different team. There may be some team members that are the same, but usually by the 5-year point, 90% of the team is different people. But that may be different with Sonic Team. They may have stuck around long. I don't know.
Can I take the floor for just like 1 second?
Yeah.
Gabe, when you're done with this next drawing, could I request something?
Sure. I mean, you can request now. I mean, I can like just not color it like right now. I am not eager. I am not eager to line out that hair.
That is a lot of lines.
Yeah.
That's a lot of detail.
Yeah, I could say the same. I could say the same about the Fujiko Mine work.
I mean,
goddamn, Gabe.
Oh no! I mean, that was fun too. Is the thing. The thing is, when the hair it just has physics of its own and shit. It's kind of hard to keep up with, but yeah. I mean, it's fun. I like doing hair.
So I was gonna ask if you could do. I have a Pathfinder character that I really enjoy that has kind of become mythic. He's a Minotaur. So if you could draw him, I'd appreciate it.
Sure, I can see what I can do. I can't say I am good at drawing like minotaurs or like just animal heads, but would be nice practice though.
Well, it's just practice, but
No pressure. I think as what she's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like she just want to see it in your style, just your interpretation of it, and yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it works.
I'll try and find something as far as like a reference.
On that note, I was wondering if are you familiar with that Hero Forge website?
The what?
Hero Forge?
No.
Well, that's actually a custom miniatures website. It uses a lot of mostly prefab type stuff, but at the same time, it's a great place to actually like make references for 3D models that you can like just send to people, and like for like say like if you want to try to practice expressions or like certain poses, because they have a lot of unique poses and pretty dynamic poses for their stuff.
So the way that Hero Forge works is that they're like, here's this character creator. So take a character creator from an RPG and then turn around and say, can you 3D print this for money? And they're like, yes, give us your money and we will 3D print you your dancing squirrel man and we will send it right to you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, you nailed it right on the head. It is mainly for 3D printing miniatures and sending them to people. Yeah, I found it handy for people like because I tend to like characters that have snoots on them, and there's like a couple of their models on there, like Minotaur-based models or like wolf-like models on there that have like kind of snoots on like their faces, and so that's kind of handy to send those to people to kind of like be like, yeah, here's what the face kind of would look like, like at this angle, this angle, this angle, this angle, and then that kind of helps.
Very useful, yeah.
Yeah. I've utilized that a couple times myself, just to help with artistic references. But yeah.
I think it is interesting. It's like that company there. Strange aside, I've been in the I've been playing with miniatures a very long time, and it's always interesting to me whenever technology
Nerd.
suddenly shifts. You're like,
Oh,
like
I collected the Star Wars miniatures for like years myself, so I mean
Yeah.
you're not alone there. Go ahead.
I got into the old Warhammer. Just a
That's a good
wasted
one.
childhood. Yep.
It's
Aw.
it's not.
Well,
Don't
that's
say
nice.
that. You're...
It is when you are sitting there trying to figure out, like, I am 10 years old. It is like the 90s still, and how the hell do I get $400?
Damn.
Yeah.
At the same time, that $400 proceeded to last me for a decade, so I was like, it's a pretty good deal. And then Games Workshop was like, and now none of it makes sense. I'm like, you sons of bitches. But
Hey, it's
so what I think is interesting, though, is that what Hero Forge did was they were like, hey, everyone customized their army. What happens if we did that for you? With 3D printing, you can pretty much, well, make your own models. And rather than going, no, you can't, you these are not regulation, you can't use these. They're like, yeah, we'll give you the program to print it yourself if you want. We'll just ask you if you tried it.
It's not that expensive either, I will say too. Like for, yeah, it's actually like even like materials like you can get like brass, like actual metal, versus just plastic, and it's I think that's all under triple digits, like as far as price, U.S. dollars price range.
Yeah, but what I find interesting though, and this is what I kind of my question to the group.
Okay.
So with 3D printing becoming slowly more and more prevalent, especially within the miniature space, but in other places, we oftentimes, we're all nerds. We like to collect things. Do you think 3D printing will start to push things, A, in a direction where smaller productions can make more objects, or B, do you think it's going to be used by larger companies to absolutely flood a market?
B.
B?
Okay, so pre-printing?
3D
Explain.
printing.
3D
3D printing.
printing.
3D
Imagine a
printing
printer.
what?
Anything. So like imagine that I was an edgy child and I'm like, I want my Naruto headband. And they're like, all right, so you can either A, go to China, put in 1,000 headbands and go, okay, fine, they'll be here in 6 months. Or Joe Schmo can put their little 3D printer, go to the nearest anime convention, go, all right, give me your OC's backstory. That is 200 pages, but I'll read through it and find the symbol. And all right, here's your customized headband. It's going to be more expensive, but each one is individualized.
Ooh.
I think 3D printing is okay in theory. However, like, the U.S. government keeps a very stringent, like track on anyone who owns a 3D printer because they can be used to manufacture weapons and bombs and things like that. So
I didn't know they were tracking that. I have a couple of friends that have them. I didn't know there was a licensing thing.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Well,
is
you're on
it
a
me or
list.
did it get too political in here?
I mean, that's just what they're doing. I mean, it's not like politics. It's like that's just a thing, like they just happen to be doing that because that was a thing I remember a couple years ago where it's like, yeah, people were they would just get schematics for weapon parts and then they would 3D print them at home and then they would just build their own weapons from this dense plastic and it would be reasonably as effective as just store-bought guns. So
yeah, they can do it with metal too. Like there's
that's
all
true. Yeah.
You can 3D print metal?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. So the way that it works is that rather than a heated plastic liquid being put out, it pretty much is soldering
liquid metal.
It's just, yeah. But like Rusty's dad, he worked for, what did he work for? Lockheed Martin?
Wait, what?
No idea.
Carl and I have a friend named Rusty, and his dad worked for Lockheed Martin, I think, which is a major military company here in the United States. And he was an engineer for them, and he has a 3D printer at home that can print metal. And I guess he's on a list.
just to make sure, like, if anything weird happens, we know who to contact. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
Carl, are you back?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I just wanted to say that something is wrong with your connection. Sorry.
but
I
yeah,
talked
like
too much shit about fandoms and got kicked out. Got it.
You got kicked out? What?
Gabe
No,
banned
I
you.
didn't.
Gabe,
Yes.
how could you?
How could you?
Shh, don't tell
How
him.
dare you?
He was not supposed to know.
Don't rat me out.
But I could
Don't
see
worry,
3D printing becoming a major thing as long as it's regulated, I guess. Like certain materials are not available without a permit or whatever. Because there's no limit to what you could 3D print if you have the appropriate pattern.
But
I mean, nowadays you can't print weapons, for example. So it's still you can 3D print everything that there is in the world.
You can
But
3D print anything.
Was it you, or was it Ukraine that said that you believed it? Well, maybe it was you, Hugo. I didn't see who said it, but what someone said that they think that it's going to be option B. Corporations are going to take this technology and just flood the market.
I said it was me.
I mean, 3D printing technology has been out for like probably 5 years now already, and
But
nobody really seems to be utilizing it all that much.
It's been out longer than that, and it's just extremely expensive to create a 3D printer.
Well, actually, that is getting cheaper. One of the interesting things is that, for example, did you know that Target is looking at
Target?
Target? Because what Target is currently looking at is kind of, remember Build-A-Bear, where you could build a bear?
We
Well,
have
now
a
imagine
Build-A-Bear here in town, and I am not ashamed to say that I frequent it.
What do you mean
that's fine.
build a bear?
So
I built a
it is
bear.
So it is a store where you build teddy bears. They have
okay.
customizable teddy bears.
I was like, wait, you can make your own customized I don't know, real life bear
Welcome
or
to
something. I was
America.
very confused.
No, like a teddy bear, where it's
You make teddy bears. I made a bunny, and I put a voice box in it. And they gave me its little heart, and I made a wish, and I hugged it tight, and then I put it in the bunny.
And every time you hug it, it goes coming soon. But anyway, so the idea that they were going with at Target was the possibility of being able to make custom action figures. So while you shop, you would print out.
Which is a cool idea. It's just how would they get how would they?
Okay, so you see that toy aisle, you shove out one or two of the ones of the places that just aren't selling, just kick them out.
Sure.
Then you put a little kiosk there, and you're like, "Hi, I'd like this toy, please." And they're like, "Okay, cool. I'm going to start printing. It'll be ready for you in this many hours. Just specify the customization on this, and this part."
I think as long as there's always going to be that whole prefab system where it's okay, you can almost make anything you want, but within reason, then I don't know. That always seems to kind of be a limiting factor. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not financially the best. Making things in mass and selling them, even if they're not very customizable, is financially a better strategy than saying, hey, we'll make custom stuff.
Because I was going to say they did start this plan in around 2016, and they've done nothing with it so far.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Well, and I doubt they would do it much now too, but at least with the recent things, but everything's gonna just ground to a halt. But yeah,
Well,
I like the idea. Don't get me wrong, I like the idea. It's just there is just kind of that thing where it's it's how what May said, where it's just it is the minute you start trying to make anything customizable, then the cost of production starts to creep above the actual profit you would get from it. Or
the other thing is that technology is limited at this point, because there was a point where I was like, okay, I know at least 5 different people that have 3D printers at this point, and I was looking into getting into Warhammer 40K, the tabletop game, and
sure.
I was like, maybe one of them could print me the miniatures. I know that because the miniatures for the game are so fucking expensive. Like, it's
The funny part is that there is a way to play it. It is using Tabletop Simulator.
yeah, but apparently most 3D printers are not sophisticated enough to print those tiny little
like edges
miniatures.
and nuances. Yeah.
So it was an idea, but it failed.
They'll look like how miniatures used to look from the 50s. Have you ever seen metal miniatures from the 50s where they would call it heroic proportions, where it's like this little tiny Napoleonic gunman has a head the size of his body and he's screaming and you're like, ugh.
Oh man, that is another thing too, because I actually had friends in college that had 3D printers as well. Excuse me, sorry, allergies.
No worries.
And while they were gifted, 3D modelists and all that thing, and it's just at the same time, it's like their printer probably the most complex thing it could do was like a mesh rook piece for a chess game. Like that's as advanced as it could go. I mean, granted, I'm sure it was probably like more of an entry level model, but still, it was just it kind of hit home for me. Like, oh yeah, I guess 3D printing has a ways to go, at least for now. But
yeah,
look at that hair, man.
I was gonna say a lot of them look like my.
That is impressive.
Holy moly!
That's such an anime hair. Like a damn.
Now, just all you have to do is like put a tiny skateboard man just going loop de loops, just like going down.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That holy crap. Oh, anime hair just.
Can we just acknowledge how weird it is that we went from Sonic conversation to how government can use 3D printers to like military purposes?
Yes.
It's the magic of conversation for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Well, actually, I do know that some model companies are now using 3D printers themselves. I'm trying to remember which ones. I think it was Spartan Games before they closed down.
Spartan. Oh, interesting.
Have you heard of ever heard of Dystopian Wars or no?
The name sounds familiar, but I guess I don't know details.
Yeah, I'm the hipster in the back of the game store that's going, Games Workshop, Privateer Press, get out of here. You want to play Mercs? You want to play Heavy Gear Blitz?
Heavy Gear Blitz.
Heavy Gear Blitz is one of my favorites, but no one plays it.
Aww.
It's pretty much a Canadian group of anime fan dubbers made an anime setting that is better than 20. It's 1 in 20, and like it's the only mecha I really like. Because the basic idea is robots are really cool. Yes, they are, but don't go in front of a tank. Just don't.
Damn.
Can I ask you, Carl, what do you think about Evangelion?
I really don't like it.
Of course you don't like it.
I'm sorry, but then here's my reasoning. It made the tropes that everyone's copied. So if you've seen any anime after Evangelion, you're getting deja vu with Evangelion.
So you don't think that like serious topics about depression add anything to it?
I like Evangelion.
I think there is one. I think that it does touch on depression well, but the thing is that it touching on depression is kind of it's like a sledgehammer compared to a ball peen. It doesn't just do depression, it does this person is so absolutely fucked.
So you say it does too much, basically.
I think it does a bit too much, but the other important part for me is a lot of it is also my own personal I really don't like tsundere characters oftentimes. I really don't.
God damn it.
So you're like fuck Asuka basically.
Yes.
Not
And
in a
that's
good
the
way.
important part is that they're trying to make you like, oh, you're supposed to feel for them. And I'm like, if someone is an asshole to you a ton and something bad happens to them, you do feel kind of bad, but you don't suddenly go, oh no. Oh no. You're like, well, that sucks and that's terrible, but I'm going to go and have life somewhere else because I'm still alive. La 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 la.
I love.
Yeah, I guess you first Kate.
But that's the thing is, I think one, for its time, it was absolutely groundbreaking. It did its subjects that no one else was willing to talk about. And oftentimes when you're the first person to talk about a taboo, you have to just crack it out there. That makes sense.
Yeah, they were not very apologetic. They were unapologetic about what they were doing. And I think the animation style was just really beautiful. So.
But here's the other important part. The other important part is that it goes through such a roller coaster that by the time it ends, it's not the show it started as. And I'm not saying that as, it started. It's like a show that started off. It started off as a space adventure, a sci-fi adventure, and it ends with, well, guess we're all jelly now. And then there's movies that just build on that, and you're like, where are we going? I'm in the woods, and we're going down the hill, but you've put me in a cage, and you just rolled me.
But it still makes you think about these movies way too much, because otherwise you'll be like, okay, I've seen it, now it goes on my shelf, I don't think about it anymore, but as you finish it, you still think about it,
Yeah.
Something to feel about.
I think that is the thing for me, is I will admit, I'm very picky. I'm too picky, and I think the problem is that I don't know when to stop thinking about something. So if I watch a depressing anime, ask Gabe what happens if I see something very depressing. How many days does it usually take for me to get out of that hole?
All right.
Yeah, I can imagine a lot.
Yeah, I know.
But you never do,
lot.
so I completely forget at times. But
like zombie movies. If I see a zombie movie, I saw Shaun of the Dead. I could not sleep for 2 days.
Aww.
So this is one of the reasons why I don't really watch TV or movies anymore, is because I'm like, they very much affect me. And so I actually now I'm like, come on, give me the shallowest content you can, because I want to look. I'm looking at pop culture through a mirror, because if I look at it directly, I'm going to turn to stone.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person though that stares like directly in the sun and says, "Come at me, bro." That's how I handle media.
I think the other thing I think is that Evangelion did do one very good thing for Mecha, but it also did one very bad thing. The good thing it did for Mecha, it was like, hey, how about something that's not Gundam and not a robot made out of multiple robots? How about something that is, cool. Because Gundam was hard sci-fi politics gone nuts, and then everything else.
Yeah.
And the other ones were just kind of like, all right, so you show up, you beat up the giant dinosaur, and then you're done. Evangelion was like, no, we're going to put story, but we're going to make story that's not about the fate of just civilization as a whole. It's about individual people even more, where the characters are very deep and very complicated. The problem was, everyone saw Evangelion, and they were like, there's a guy and there's 2 girls. That's what we're going to copy. They didn't copy the story. They didn't copy the emotion. They copied the premise. And they freaking copied and copied and copied and copied until the clones are coming out that are all like fucked up.
Okay.
And that's the thing, is I think Evangelion is another one of those things. Like Doom, I think it is incredibly well done. I will always give it credit as an amazing piece of art, but I can't get it.
Tell us how you really feel, Carl.
I don't like it, but
Problem,
that's okay.
He
'cause
doesn't,
it's
he
a good
doesn't
game.
know. He doesn't know in a way. I guess.
No,
It's
the way I
okay.
feel is
I'm
it's
just
good. I don't
ribbing
like
to
it.
Carl.
No, I know, but I do like the fact that you're going to find oftentimes y'all be like, "Oh, it's really good." I hate it.
Well,
You
it's
hate
kind of like
everything.
how I am with Sonic.
Uh,
So many people love Sonic, and I hate it. So,
I don't hate
ready
Sonic.
to hear me piss off the internet even more?
Yeah.
But okay, but May, let me ask you on account of which Sonic games do you hate Sonic franchise overall?
I don't hate the games. I hate the animation and the movies, especially the live action one. It's just like the cringe factor is through the roof.
Oh, I liked
okay.
it.
Okay.
Gabe liked it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I see how
You
May
like the
because
Sonic movie?
let me see. Like May would like it to be done by the same team that made the Sonic games, as opposed to the team that So you would like a Sonic movie to have like a more serious storyline, basically. Yeah. So I see where you're coming from.
The thing is about the Sonic movie, I personally don't even want to watch it. I don't even want to try it because everyone is like, oh, but as the movie, like if you don't think it's a Sonic movie, it's actually an okay movie, like an okay popcorn movie. And I'm like, I can't forget about the fucking blue hedgehog running around. I can't
That's
forget
literally the
about
only
that.
not human thing there.
It's not just the detail; it's the whole
It's-
premise of the movie, and I
It
just can't.
it is bad if they quantify. Oh, it's good if. You're like, that's not good. That is
Exactly.
That's not good.
And
If that's-
if you take that into account, it's like I can't even forget about the freaking hedgehog. It's just not a freaking detail that you can forget about in the movie.
Oh, no, it's just
Like one of them for me was like people when I back in 2005 when I was in high school, everyone's like,
I was in
"Oh
middle
my
school.
god, Inuyasha, it's so good." And I'm like, "When?" "Oh, it's really good in like 20 episodes." I'm like, "I don't have the time. I'm a
I
dumb
don't want to
teenager.
have the
I don't have the
time.
time for that."
Same thing with some video games. Someone was like, oh, but what was the name of the game again? Shit. The Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a game that I think is amazing, but it only gets interesting after all the fucking shit that you have to go through first.
Yeah.
Like 3 hours.
At least one
Yeah.
run, essentially.
3
and then-
fucking hours. I will have 3 fucking hours. I want to get to the interesting thing quicker than that.
Wait,
I guess that's-
3 hours into what? Can you reiterate? Because I didn't hear.
The 3 hours into the
Doki
slice of
literature.
life, basically.
Oh,
And you
okay.
already know what I think about slice of life.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well,
I
it's
think-
essentially like you have to play through the game like at least once, and then it gets interesting because then it starts having like the other mechanics go into play that really set it apart. But yeah, because
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like even about the slice of life thing, like it gets interesting when you learn about Sayori's depression.
right,
That's when it gets like, oh god, oh wow, it gets serious and it's treated pretty well and everything, except for the main character is like a complete asshole, of course. But like that's the part I was like, oh wow, it actually gets interesting. But it's so late in the game. It's so late compared to all the freaking shit you have to go through first.
Mm-hmm.
I think a very good way. Oh, you first, Gabe.
I was gonna say just at some point someone at school, my former school, asked me like, "Oh, so I see that you play Doki Doki on YouTube." I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Is it worth playing?" Because people have been telling me to play it. I'm like, I'm like, okay, if you want to play it for the horror, it's maybe not worth to play it. More like maybe just watch someone play it, because if you're just
Yeah,
waiting
you
for
get
the
the same
horror,
experience.
if
Yeah.
you're waiting for the horror, it's gonna be very, very like tedious. because it
Yes.
comes in late. However, I played it because, also because of the horror, but also because I like the characters. Let's say the first hour or so I was kind of bored, but eventually I got into the characters and I was invested in them. I wanted them to be okay. I wanted them to like be protected because they're all cinnamon rolls except fucking Yuri. Fuck her, and then just.
Oh, really?
But
Fuck Yuri? Wow.
Yeah, I
How
don't like her.
dare you? How fucking dare you
What
say
she
fuck
said,
Yuri?
just
The
I mean,
knifing girl,
goddamn.
or
Yuri is the best character. How dare you?
are you sure
I would
you're
have been
not
more
thinking
fuck
of
Monica because she really is not
she's
in the
main,
group, but yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
more
said
fuck
that-
Monica, but I like
I guess
Monica
I
more.
thought,
though.
I thought you were gonna go say like screw say Natsuke, but
No, Natsuki
'cause-
is my baby. She's my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's good. I got agree. Yeah.
Natsuki is alright.
No, funny
All
enough,
I know
like
is my least favorite character in that game is Logan Paul.
funny enough, like after
That
you
bastard.
play,
Guys,
like
guys.
yeah?
Yeah, sorry. You first.
like after you play through the whole game, you realize that the only one that did nothing wrong was Natsuki, because everyone has issues and Natsuki is just like abused. That's her whole arc, but she's not mean herself or anything. She's just, well, she's a tsundere, but like, she's a cinnamon roll. I'm like, no, she's, oh wow. Because even Sayori at the end,
yeah.
she's like, oh well, she's being self-destructive because you don't love her and shit like that. That can be toxic too. But Natsuki was just being herself and trying to cope with everything. She was just along with the ride with us, and I'm like, no, Natsuki did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Protect. But yeah.
Well, you see, Gabe, the way I see it is that Yuri is the second one that goes crazy, right?
Yes.
So it's like watching a train wreck. It's
Yeah.
like watching a train wreck, but you just can't look away. Like, oh, what's
Pretty
going
much.
to happen to Yuri? That's why I like it. Because it's like watching a train wreck, but you can't look away, basically, with Yuri.
Pretty much.
I think an important thing is that with any property, anyone that comes in, and you guys have probably seen me with this, which is like, never tell somebody, and this is to you, chat, also, never run in and go, you will like this. And never say, if you like something and you hope someone else likes it, don't give them ifs or whens. Just say, I like how they do this and I like how they do that. If they're interested, they'll pick it up. And if you tell people they will like it, they will often be disappointed. And if you give them, oh, the show's great after the first 200 episodes, well, then you've just pretty much told a person, great, so there's 200 bad ones, huh?
That's me with One
the,
Piece.
the worst case scenario is, play this because this and that, and they spoil you the whole thing, and it's like,
Oh, it's
I
so
don't want-
bad.
and then you're like, well, I don't want to play it anymore because you spoiled the whole thing for me, you idiot. But just telling me you have to play this, I'm like, no, you don't tell me what to do.
That looks so good, Gabe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, indeed.
Thank you.
Look
I'm
at
actually
it.
proud of it. Holy crap. I like it.
You should be. Holy moly,
Yeah.
man.
Damn.
That's some nice shading.
The
Thank
shading,
you.
the holy shit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God diddly ding, boy. You're talented,
She's
boy.
looking up. She's looking
Okay,
up and she's,
diddly damn.
she's
Fangirl
looking up,
squeak.
What's
she's
that?
looking up and going, yes, I will defeat you, Undyne.
Oh!
Because remember, Undyne's in the
Damn.
top right. Sorry, top
she
left,
was
right?
she was somewhere there. Oh no, wait.
Yeah,
She
so
was like, nearby. Well.
and she's looking around, Undyne's like, you will soon know true demons.
Oh my god, this looks like a screenshot though. She's just looking up at like she's in front of Undyne, just looking at like up to Undyne, and Undyne's just there. Like,
I showed you my
distracted.
hair. Answer me.
Do not ignore me.
Do not ignore.
Oh god. Oh, that is cool. That was a nice, refreshing little practice. It's been a long time I don't do actual like illustration, like even though this
It's
is
been
not
a long time
recording.
since you weeped out this hard.
Yeah, pretty much. And also, yeah, I love drawing anime characters in like not so anime style. It's fun.
Yeah.
Drawing them in a
Looks
good style.
good.
Steve.
Ah!
Well,
Oh god. Okay, I have time for one more. What was your suggestion, Mallory?
The Minotaur.
I put some posts. I put some pictures in the in call.
Mm.
So, to tell you a little bit about this character, I don't know how many people here are familiar with Pathfinder, the tabletop game. Anybody other than Carl?
I
Is
have
there-
it. I never played it.
You might need to just give a little bit of backstory, I guess. Yeah.
It's like Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Everybody understands what that is, right?
I do know what that is. Yeah.
Okay, so my character's a Minotaur, and he is a barbarian. So he is one of these characters that carries around a big old axe and destroys things with the axe, and that's essentially all that the character does. Is you throw an enemy at him, and he destroys it with his axe.
Yeah.
And he's big and he's muscular. He's the stereotypical Minotaur character. However, I have kind of given him like unique aspects to him. For instance, he has a little side business where he makes customizable soaps. He has a small little kitten that he carries around with him, Squish, that he is extremely protective of. So I was hoping you could include Squish in the picture.
So giant Minotaur beef boy with small kitten. Got it.
Yes, and he is a very friendly guy. Not, Minotaurs are usually like the dark, brooding, like, I'm gonna destroy anything. So he's friendly. He likes people, and I don't know.
Gentle giant of a guy. Yeah.
Yeah, gentle giant, and he is like, in our game group, he's like one of the most popular characters. So whatever you draw is going to be shown to the rest of the group.
All right. Yeah.
It'll be cool. But yeah, the picture I gave, like the drawing one, is kind of the style that I've always imagined him as.
Mm.
He doesn't have gray hair. He's a young Minotaur, but he looks like that. And then the picture of the longhorn under there is kind of a reference for his horns.
Ah. All right.
He is a longhorn. And then as far as the kitten, just think wall-eyed, overly like inbred Persian kitten, white.
But wait, what kitten?
You might have to post a couple of reference pictures of Persian cats, maybe.
No,
They're
wait,
the
so
ones
see
with the
if I
super
can
flat
find
face
one.
and are often wall-eyed.
Wait, so it's two characters?
It's just his kitten. It's just
Like
Oh, okay.
Like a familiar almost, but it's like his pet kind of thing that he just
Ah.
carries around with him. Yeah.
All right.
Kind of like how that one dude with the afro from Final Fantasy 13 and had like the chick in his hair or whatever. And,
Oh, that guy.
yeah. Kind of like it's technically his pet. It's technically kind of hanging out with him. It's technically his baby. I don't know. It's just whatever.
So like this. Very
Oh, that's adorable.
except
Everyone
white.
rejoice.
Like that really smushy face and just kind of like.
The eyes that kind of look like I'm
Wall-eyed.
3 generations in too deep. Darwin would be rolling in his grave.
yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Like, you made me do this. You made that.
I will
Just
stare into
looking
your
into the
soul
cat's
forever.
eyes.
You did it.
I do not
You-
ask.
Mom,
Shame.
mom, there's a weird fucking cat down here.
There's a way fucking cat outside. Ma.
Ma! There's a grandpa of all things!
Drink, motherfucker.
Oh, that
And
was
to give you
awesome.
and to give you a size reference, you got to think like small teacup-sized cat with 7-foot tall minotaur.
So think Asgore holding a cup of tea. I think that's probably
That's
you know.
adorable.
Yeah.
Asgore holding a kitten. Just less goat, more beef.
Ooh. I'm also in the mood
Yeah.
for steak all of a sudden.
And eating soap.
Nice
I keep
ribeye.
cheering for horror sands. Why people want me to draw horror sands? What the fuck is that?
Oh
Fine.
no!
Oh,
This
wow.
One
I did
guy
not know
said,
that.
"Oh,
It's an AU.
Then
Oh,
everyone
you're
is
taking
cheering for
Amber.
horror sands.
I guess it's just one of the AUs where it's just like he's just like everybody's like a terrible killer in their own way or something like
Where
that.
they're all
Oh,
spooky
yeah, that-
skeletons. Woo!
Oh yeah, there it is.
Isn't
Yep,
that
that'd be
Underfell or
Yeah.
something?
Well, that's the
No, it's
problem.
No, that's horror. That's
It's
horror
yet
tale.
another.
Horror tale,
It's yet
pretty much.
another edgy AU.
Yeah, it's the one where
fine.
you want to. It's the one where you actually genocide's probably a good idea.
Because like everybody's like a murderer, like
Yeah.
something terrible in their own way. Like even like the good people, quote unquote, is like.
But
like,
that's
and so-
Underfell, damn it!
Yeah.
Is that Underfell? I've never actually seen Underfell. Actually, I just
Okay.
know.
Gabe.
Is that Underfell is
So-
pretty much monsters are evil or something? And everything's
so-
red. Everything's Hazbin Hotel.
So-
Well, that's Underfell.
Yeah, basically.
So, Gabe, here's the way to understand. Underfell is the gothic poetry of a college student, okay? And Horror Tale is the gothic poetry of a high school student. Put that in your mind.
Yeah.
It makes more sense now.
Yeah, that's actually really good. Yeah, I like that. where
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
One
would say
overthinks
that-
it, the other overdoes it.
Yeah. Like Underfell is like emo, whereas like Horror Tale is like people actually murdering people. Like it's like, oh yeah, they're actually legitimate serial killers.
Yeah.
Whereas
Well, that's the thing
Underfell,
is,
they're
like-
just like grungy.
But it's like, it's scary because Sans has a big axe and he has a broken skull and he wants to kill you. I'm like, he's
Yeah.
scarier because he's smiling at you going, if it weren't for the fact they made a promise, I would have wasted you. But, you
Yeah.
know, whatever. That's scarier. That is scarier.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically,
what?
it sounds, but with a knife. That's the thing, basically.
Sans but with blood. Yeah.
You know
what do
what?
you have? A knife.
I see Horror Tale Sense as cracked egg sense.
Oh, he does look like a cracked egg.
Yeah.
Like, you just draw him as a cracked egg.
Yeah, kinda. Goddamn.
Oh my goodness.
But that's the thing is, like, I think it's actually very important as a person that really does not like horror, but understand that it's a very important, like, thing, is that there's different styles of horror, and some of them are much more effective than others. There's a reason why
Yeah.
a lot of the, even though everyone's like, oh man, the 80s style, like, gore horror was so cool, notice that they don't make it anymore because nobody watches it.
I mean, I always thought of 80s as like a times of slasher genre
Yeah.
myself. But there was also a gore movies such as Reanimator and stuff. So
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Well, like a good example was watch how people reacted to the Saw series. First, it was like, "Oh my god, it's so over the top," and then they made like 12 more of them.
Yeah. Yeah, the first one was
Yeah.
charming, but then they just kept going and going. It's like, wait.
We kind of seen this already. I don't know.
Well, I think that's one of the things is that in horror, good horror is where you're uneasy because you don't know what's going to happen. When you see like the Horror Tale designs, you're like, "I know what that is. I know."
At least
so-
in France we had a good life when the sixth one came out, because it's called saucisse. And sausage.
What's that mean?
So
Sausage.
Oh my!
It's sausage.
So S-Craft says, so that's basically horror tale, an underground completely transformed by mass hysteria over poor choices by the ruler. So it's basically the purge every day. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
Yes.
but
It's about as deep as The Purge, too.
Oh, but even then, doesn't make sense that literally everyone is gonna be like a serial killer murderer. It's not like statistically possible.
Well, that's the thing is that remember.
You forget,
put-
Gabe. In Undertale AUs, everything's possible.
Well, you're not wrong.
Well, no. Remember, anything's possible except for quality.
Wow. Okay.
The thing is,
I
if
made a
it's-
terrible
if it's
AE
basically-
myself.
If it's basically the purge, again in French, it's we call something bad as une purge. So
Oh.
Oh, so it's the bad.
when it's like a terrible movie or a terrible thing, like we call it une purge.
Oh,
So
damn. Savage.
Like,
Terrible movie 1 and terrible movie 2.
like, it's very funny that the purge is bad
Purge
because
tale.
purge tale.
Edgy
Oh
and
god,
this
so everyone got clown masks and stuff?
Oh no. I mean, if
It's
you're
just humans just wearing Undertale like masks and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh god, it's pretty much just a LARP.
A LARP.
there you go. LARP tale, where it's actually just a
God,
LARP, and
no.
it's a group of people that don't understand the rules of the game very well, so they're not fighting each other. There's a DM in the background screaming, "You're supposed to kill them!" Shut up, Chara. You don't control this. Ah!
You're not the boss of me.
You're supposed to be friends.
Here's
Oh,
another
God.
terrible AU for
There.
you. Furry
Yeah.
tale. Everyone's a fluffy goat.
Oh,
It's called Undertale.
that sounds like a dream. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, but
That's-
even Undyne and everything.
Huh?
Oh
So
god.
she would be a blue
They're all-
goat. I mean, whatever.
Undyne has a fluffy
Red
goat.
hair.
Yeah, listen
And
to
she would
that.
still be a kick-ass lesbian. I mean, I don't think I.
Yeah.
But wait a minute.
I
But what's
guess.
that make Frisk? Is like Frisk a skeleton then?
Oh,
No, he's also a fluffy goat.
Oh,
Everything
God.
is a fluffy goat.
Everything's Rousey. Oh, I get to kick it.
Or worst nightmare of Gabe, Wukong Tale, where everyone cosplays as Wukong.
everyone's a monkey.
Or just
Okay, that would be a dream come true for Gabe. I'm sorry.
monkey tail. Monkey tail.
Primate
Yes. Monkey tail.
Monkey.
Monkey. Oh, so
No, but
Scrapped-
guys, call it monkey tail. You can do it. We can
Scrapped
make this
said,
real. It's
Like
real.
monkey tail. As
Yeah.
goes the gorilla.
Scrub says, no, in horror tale, not everyone is a murderer. Everyone's sanity is just really fragile, and in some cases that results in killing people. Sometimes they just act really creepily.
That's fair, I guess. Yeah, that's fair. It's like everybody's like super like on edge, like they're at the point of like they either actually are insane or on the verge of insanity, and which causes them to
Yes.
lash out in different ways.
So yeah, basically edgy tail.
Edge tail. Wow, I can't
Oh, man.
believe something
Oh.
something can be like. There's something edgier than Hazbin Hotel out there.
I mean, to be fair, as Hasbin Hotel is not that edgy.
Yeah.
But
It's not
it
really
just-
edgy, it's just dumb.
Oh! Damn,
I have to agree with Pidger. It's more dumb than edgy, but
It's
But
it
it's
just
I
makes
guess
it more
disappointing.
fun to watch.
yeah.
It's Newgrounds tried to make South Park and failed.
No, more like DeviantArt. DeviantArt tries to.
Oh no
tries to
no
make-
no 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 no! Oh no! That makes too much sense. God no!
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no.
Give it your best shot. Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh god. Take that horror sense you got replaced by a fluffy goat, I guess.
I mean,
Oh god, that made me think of like sense just with like fur, and I'm like, wow, that makes me think of Muppets or something. That would be funny. Muppet tail.
They would all be Muppets.
Oh,
Oh no.
I actually like that
Oh my
idea.
god!
Muppetalia. What the fuck?
And if you hit any of them, they go, "Man!" They all scream like goats when they attack or when they get hit. Oh god!
When you attack them, they go.
Yeah.
Oh, Frisk is the one that
Goats.
goes.
And they're all talking.
Oh god, Muppet tail.
Yes, Muppet tail. The noise
The
in the
best-
text box is like.
No, here's the best part. All of them are just literally puppets that are lying on the ground, and it is Frisk making the personalities as they go through the underground.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
He
jeez.
picks them up, he puts them on his hand, and it's like.
Which means,
I am Toriel, terror of the ruins.
yeah, and
Oh my
the best
God.
part,
It's just
every
like-
time
it's
that the
like-
game over, it's because Frisk beat themselves to death.
Damn.
He's just
See,
like
that's
this is
edgy.
like literally insane. Just like it's like acting all this. It's like some weird like Smash Bros like fan theory where it's like they're all like toys, and then it's just the creator like going through like a crisis and like just like playing with toys, and then it's just like and then you just go in there and they're just rolling on the ground,
God.
just going nuts.
No, if you want to make it really edgy, like if you want to make it like the edge is going to turn up to 12. Chara is a social services worker that's trying to get rid of the Muppets so that you get out of there. Come on, get out of your child. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. The only puppet that's
Destroy
not controlled by
this,
Frisk is
erase
Clown.
this world so you can live an actual life.
Oh, yeah,
Destroy
yeah.
it.
Yeah, the only puppet that would not be played by Frisk would be Flowey by Chara.
Damn.
I didn't say she was good at her job. I will save the child by burning down this theater. This is why you were fired. Why do you keep showing up for cases?
All right, people, I'm gonna go sleep.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm almost done
Ye-
myself too. It's been 2 hours.
He's now become Sleepy
Yeah.
Surprise. You take care.
Sleep
Did
is
you-
a
See you
friend.
later, Pinger.
Bye, Bringer.
Yeah.
Did you start at like 10? Like 10 Central?
What?
Didn't you start at 10 Central, Gabe? I remember you like showing in the chat that's like, I'm gonna
2
start
hours
early
ago,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
So it's been like 4 hours, hasn't it? If that's the case.
it's been,
Really?
no, it's been 2 hours.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, no, I started at, no, I started at 11:30 Central.
Oh, you started at 11:30. Okay, yeah. So okay. That is
Yeah,
like 2
my
hours.
bad. I was like, yeah, I started at 10. Wait.
No. Yeah, that's definitely 2 hours. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, exactly 2 hours. And I wanted to
Oh,
because, well, I couldn't sleep well today, so I hope I can nap later. And also, we're gonna have my,
Sure.
like, my sister come over later. So I was like, oh yeah, just I want to stream a bit earlier, so I am free for that.
Right. No, that makes sense. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
now
I'm
it's
enjoying myself. I mean, it's been a while since I've been on these streams, and I'm glad to be back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome back. And also,
But,
yeah.
You first.
I'm semi like improvising the Minotaur. I don't know like what type of body or what type of clothes should I give him or.
I mean, this is beautiful for me
Is
anyway.
it?
Yeah.
It's like pretty much I imagine like a version a bit less buff than the drawing you sent, but also like kind of that makes me think of like the son of that guy or something.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's not like old Minotaur.
Yeah. Okay.
The cat is beautiful. I love the facial expression. that is perfect.
That's like perfect Persian cat face. Yeah, right there. Like I've never seen like a Persian cat with non-crossed eyes. To be honest.
Yeah, they're so
They always,
cute.
I mean,
I like
they
how
are
in
adorable.
chat. I like how in chat somebody just realized what was being drawn. They're like, "That's a furry."
That's
They were just like they were fine. They're fine, and then suddenly they're like, "That's a furry."
Wait a minute.
That's a
Wait a
furry.
minute.
Oh,
Oh no!
Oh no, indeed. I
Oh
mean, I'm
my
sorry.
God!
oh yes.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
I've been watching Beastars.
oh, how are you enjoying that, Gabe? I actually just finished that myself.
The show or the manga?
The show. I might get the manga a little bit later.
Oh,
but, yeah.
dude, the manga. Oh, I'm not done with the manga yet, but
Oh.
so far what I've seen is like shit gets real. Like what we saw was like not even the tip of the iceberg in the anime. Like,
Oh my God, yeah.
oh
And
god.
things got pretty serious in the anime. I felt too. So I mean, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
look forward to it though. Yeah, I look forward to it because I really enjoyed watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so hyped to see what they're gonna come up with in the next season because a lot of shit happens. I kind of can't imagine what the next arc is gonna be, but I'm eager to see like how they're gonna do it and shit.
So, okay, one question I do have that you might be able to answer without too many spoilers is, does the manga follow the anime like closely, or does it like kind of do its own thing, or like?
It follows the main story very closely. However, the manga
Goes into more details,
yeah, a lot more details like
like
they
a lot more
show
side
you-
quests and.
Yeah, like for example, there's like a bit more backstory about the characters, like in the club, in the drama club, and
Like every character in the drama club, not just yeah, okay, all right,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
and I really liked how like I actually when I finished the show I skipped all the way to where the show left off and continued from there. But now I started reading like a couple of the chapters from the first the first few chapters of the manga, and it's the same story. Yeah, it's the same arc like about the Adler.
The same
thing
main
shit.
story, but that's like you can get a little bit more out of it because it goes into a little bit more details. Maybe does some more side stories kind of deal.
Yeah, pretty much. So I
Okay,
really
that's good to know.
recommend it.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
it's
much
definitely on my
Japan-
list of things to get in the near future because yeah, I really did enjoy the anime quite a bit. And, yeah.
Oh yeah, shit gets
It's
real.
pretty-
Yeah.
Pretty much, it's Japan's way, as they always do. They look at an idea and they're like, "That's a cool idea. Make it better." Oh, Zootopia! Cool. Time to make it good.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, shots fired!
Oh.
I have
I
actually
thought
never seen
Zootopia
Zootopia,
was
but
cute.
I know they
I think
tend to
it's-
be like compared between Beastars and Zootopia tend to be compared quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, the main thing is this: Zootopia, is it a cute movie? Yeah. Does it deal with some serious subjects? Yeah. But it does it in the. I will say I like the movie, but it
Yeah.
is one of those situations where they're like, "Okay, so you brought up an issue, then just to drop it." Oh no.
Oh damn.
Oh no. It's like going, "I'm going to make omelets," throws eggs on the floor. All right, start cooking.
Smash eggs. Okay, is it an omelet yet? Did
I
I
think that's
win?
the thing. It's like when Benny was early on talking about Evangelion. Evangelion, I think it's a bit ham-fisted with how it deals with depression, but it deals with it. It goes deep into it. Whereas Zootopia is like, racism bad. Okay, that's true. Can you
But
elaborate?
like it doesn't like
It's
try to
bad.
like make it like why are people racist? You know, where did these prejudices come from?
Yeah.
No, they're like, it's bad, and it's bad. You're just like, thank you, little bunny, thank you.
But yeah,
'Cause-
pretty much.
Cool, very cool. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind though, Gabe. Thank you for that insight, because yeah, I was wondering about that in the back of my head, like how different the experience would be from manga, going from the anime to the manga. But yeah, I look forward to it then. Yeah, one of these
Cool.
points getting.
You have a blue message. In
Hey,
the chat.
hello, 1-4. Don't know what to say, so here's the donation. Keep it up. Aw, thank you so much. You got a
You
little
knew exactly what to
quick
say.
request or something before I leave? Would be nice. You missed like 2 hours. Who left? Did I miss much of the stream? Oh, okay. Hello, Patrick. Patrick Q Vortex. Hello. But yeah, pretty much at the end of the stream, I would like to work further on this little sketch though, because I like it, but I'm like my furry my furry skills are not that great yet, but it's good practice. So.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Every little bit helps, you know.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. I love the.
There's a question: Are there like cows and bulls and Beastars?
Yes. Are there? I mean,
Do they have big horns?
I think.
Oh, that's a good
they-
question.
I think there are there, but like they're not like main characters. Like I think if anything, they might be like background characters every so often.
Holy crap, Mallory! Thank you so much. Holy crap for the 20. Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, a very interesting thing. Let's say, there's a cool little detail, like the world building in Zootopia. No, Beastars is fucking incredible because, for example, there are like requirements. For example, the mayor of the town is a lion, but he had to have like dental surgery, so he removed his fangs to replace them for like herbivore like teeth. So I believe that if there are gonna be bulls or something with big horns, they're gonna be forced to like maybe do something about their horns and shit.
Like trim them down or something like that, or.
Yeah, I know for a fact that bears, for example, like they have to, when bears are teenagers, they are required to by law to take like something like that blocks their growth or their strength. So like they have to take pills that make them less strong because they can get very big and they don't like that in that society. So they kind of have them like, they force them to take pills to like avoid them from growing, and that's pretty damn crazy.
Anti-steroid, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
They're pretty much giving them depressants.
Oh, depressants, literally.
Well, it is. Sorry, suppressants. That's a better word for it.
Suppressant, yeah, pretty much. And well, so far that's what I've noticed, at least. But I know there are, for example, goats, and they do have horns. They're just not big. But like, for example, something like this Minotaur I draw here, I've never seen anything like that. I'm pretty sure they are forced
With
to.
the horns?
Yeah, the horns.
Yeah, those are Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, big boys.
Oh yes, they are.
Yeah.
They are very big, yeah.
Yeah, when I went down to meet James the first time, we drove by several fields full of longhorn cattle, and I'm like, how do they walk through fences? Like how do they fit places? Because they're so, just the horns are just so long.
Oh yeah,
like
they're just.
I showed you
horns,
a short picture of longhorns. They get much longer than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
They're pretty much the T-pose of the cow family.
They're T-pose? Oh my god, you're not wrong. Holy crap. They don't fit in a door. Like they just want to walk in their house.
They don't fit nothing.
Oh god.
Pretty much,
awesome.
if I remember correctly, the important part about them is that, yeah, most bulls charge and they're like, I'm going to stab you directly. They do drive-bys. They will run and then swipe the side, and that's actually very dangerous because it can cut you open, and that means that they don't run directly at an opponent, so an opponent can't be like, haha, I'm going to get you. No, it means you get sideswiped and split open. People die to those things every year because they're like, haha, I'm going to mess with the cow. Haha, I'm going to mess with the cow. Oh god, it's running. Oh god, they're fast. They're as fast as a car.
Damn. Does that mean Undyne has to get rid of her fangs? No, actually, in this world, like they're not required to get rid of their fangs, but they are like
encouraged.
The guy, the mayor, I think his thing was like he wanted to become mayor, so in order to appeal to like more people. Like he
Yeah.
wanted to look more friendly.
Yeah.
So
I
he-
like that. So
Yeah.
so that's it. It's not like
It's not
hey.
required, but like,
It's
but at the
social
same time
pressures.
to fit in with society better. Yeah, exactly.
Aw, Gabriel Fritz.
Thank you so much for the 4. I don't know what currency is that, but it's all right. And the little donation is awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah. Wow.
Thank you. But yeah, I know that they are like it's rude to show their fangs. Like it's forbidden for a
Right, yeah.
carnivore. Like they cannot. I don't know. They don't smile, do they? Because they cannot show their fangs to a herbivore. At least between themselves is fine, I think. But fangs or claws is like forbidden to show.
It's like kind of like drawing like a knife on somebody, being like, oh god, you know, because those technically were used to like kill them, you know, in other lives. So.
Yeah.
Are you guys talking about Beastars? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Welcome back,
we're,
Vinyo.
we're talking about furry
Because-
shit.
We've summoned
I
him.
just had to go and be the hello. This is Binyo technical support for my parents. How can I help you?
Oh damn. Okay.
Ah, sure.
No worries.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do.
But yes, we've cast a summoning circle with JoJo references and Beastars.
Yes.
What's the
And Sonic.
what was the JoJo reference?
We didn't put it one in, but I knew that would get your attention.
Okay.
Hello, Adriana Arrue. What up?
It's like
but
me
yeah.
and Minecraft memes. You'll always get my attention with the Minecraft meme, even if they're terrible. Most of them are terrible. They're all terrible. Like,
Minecraft is terrible. Oh no, I
Yeah, it
can't
is.
enjoy it, but I love it.
I love it.
But yeah, we're saying how Beastars like the society is a lot more developed than Zootopia, for example. Zootopia is everything is humans, human things, and Beastars has
The difference is that Zootopia was a master at making a technical society,
yeah.
but it wasn't really an in-depth cultural society. It was, here's how everything of different sizes would work, whereas Beastar goes, fuck having different sizes. We're going to go into that nitty-gritty shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they looked at everything from more of a societal point of and like cultural, whereas sounds like Zootopia was like, well, here's how it would work functionally. But
Yeah, like the idea of like there's different sized bathrooms in every building. But imagine a society that is partially made for gags.
Hello.
True.
Like,
Hello.
there's the
Hey, it's a Nyumba.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
a wild neon bot has appeared.
Yes, I have.
Dun, 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 dun,
I'll,
dun,
I'll
dun.
leave.
What?
What?
No,
What?
What?
friend.
What?
No, my husband gives bass lessons at 1 o'clock, so
Oh,
we have to
damn,
move
okay.
rooms
Oh.
or leave.
All right, so we will see you later before it becomes doom, boom, 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 boom.
If you could hear, there's bass being played in the background.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
It's
you're
alright.
right now.
All right, that's totally fine.
Again, I'm pretty
Yeah.
much done with the stream pretty soon, so don't worry. And I'll show
Okay.
you. I'll just do the line art and then show you, and then yeah.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Y'all have a good day.
Hey, you
Take
have
care,
to
man.
too.
Thanks.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Have fun. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, I must say I was a bit underwhelmed with how the technical world in Beastars was like. Okay, there are like different sized bathrooms, but what are they? Like they just mentioned them, I think, but they don't show them. Like the different size, like there's a different size
Doors.
cafeteria. Yeah, doors. All the doors are
Yep.
the same and shit. But the cafeteria, for example,
Yeah.
they do show like, oh, there's this little space that only the small animals walk in and shit.
Right, like they all dine, like the chipmunks and the squirrels all like dine in the trees in
Yeah.
in the cafeteria, so they don't get stepped on by the regular sized
Budget.
animals.
Budget, Gabe.
smart.
Everything comes down to budget.
Oh,
In a way.
well, that's a good point. Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's like they don't really need to go in depth into the functional side. It's just like, oh yeah, this is something they would need to take into account, you know, different sized critters. But like,
Yeah.
do they have to painstakingly add that and reiterate that in every scene? Probably
Well,
not.
Well, yeah.
Good point.
In the words of
Probably.
many writers, the lore you make is only going to be, was it 10% of the lore that you make will show up in the game or in the book, and only 10% of the people will want to see more of it.
Well, yeah.
Because lore is very important in a way, but lore sadly is not as important as the story. If the story says the lore can be changed, the lore can be changed.
The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away.
Yep. Look at Star Wars. Now there's a way to start a fight in chat.
Oh no! Come on, we've gone through the Sonic fandom. We pissed off the Sonic people. We pissed off the Undertale people. I mean, we got at least say something for next time. I mean,
true.
Okay, fine. We'll save Star Trek for the next one, but this time we go up Star Wars.
It's okay. I've never seen any Star Wars movies.
You want to piss off? Okay, here it is.
All right, now you pissed me off, Gabe. How dare you not see any Star Wars?
I will. I just.
I would happily watch it with you because it's just classic sci-fi fantasy. Just like.
Well, here's the question: what order would you suggest the game? Actually, wait. No, Neon was about to say something. Let's have Neon say something.
Yeah.
Star Trek fans. Okay, I'm gonna say this to piss off Star Trek fans. Deep Space Nine was better than Next Generation.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, I don't know too.
I guess I was a big fan of Next Generation. Never saw Deep Space Nine myself, but maybe I don't know. Maybe it was better, but
I kind of stand in the middle where I'm like, I didn't see all of either of them, but when I got into Star Trek for a while, I got in at the end of the Next Generation, the beginning of Deep Space Nine, and I'm like, these are pretty cool. These are pretty good. At the same time, I'm sitting there going, what is Babylon 5?
Oh boy.
Now, Babylon 5 never existed. Let's stand here and say that. Babylon 5 never existed.
Well, it did exist, but it was 5 different series that came crushed together.
It never existed.
There's Babylon 2, Babylon 3, Babylon 4, and they just all packaged together as just the Babylon 5, the complete collection or whatever.
All I know from Star Trek is like this meme. Come!
Oh yeah.
Come on.
That's all I know basically.
That's a good movie. I mean, I do like Wrath of Khan. Ricard Montalban was a great actor in that movie.
I've heard it's better than the first Star Trek movie. That's all I.
Oh yeah,
really
everything is better than the first Star Trek movie, and nobody can fight me on that because
no, I'm not going to because that's completely true.
Balls.
Well, that's the thing with the Star Trek movies where they're like, all right, so why do the hardcore fans like it? They like the science, they like the drama. All right, so we're going to get rid of the science, we're going to get rid of the drama, and we're going to try to make an action movie without an action plot. Let's go, guys.
No. Are we talking? I think we're talking Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Multiple Star Trek movies have this problem.
But I'm just saying, like, I mean, objectively, you could say, like, okay, you know, even the action like movies of Star Trek can be are okay, but the motion picture is terrible in every single. Like, there's nothing redeeming. Like, it's.
Well, I'm talking about the movies that came out in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're talking about the same thing. Yep.
Okay. Because I will say, I used to be shoved other things into it, and then I've forgotten those too. So I'm like, I know that Star Trek is the one with the teleporters, and I know that everyone doesn't like Discovery and does not like Voyager.
No one ever. Voyager was never good from the start.
Oh, the series Voyager. Okay, I thought.
Yeah, no, I just love the fact that they're like, all right, so.
I thought you guys meant the Voyage Home for a second. There, was like that movie rocked. Voyage Home was awesome.
All I know is that, like, a major interesting thing I think about Star Trek, especially as we're seeing with the new Picard series, is that it is a series that is, well, in the words of Red Letter Media, who put it very well, hey, what do you think about watching all of our favorite, old shows just die? And as Mike Stacklasa said, it's great. It's a great time.
Words of Mr. Wren, let the past die.
Yep. But I think that's the important part, is the fact that these remakes are oftentimes they're like, okay, we want a new audience, and I'm like, you know what? That's true. You want a new audience. You always want a new audience. But if you piss off the old audience and you can't get a new audience, you have no audience.
That's true. Yeah, there's always
Also falls upon some cycle. Piss off the old audience, you're going to make the fan base a toxic, like a toxic cesspool.
That's the thing, is that this is why spin-offs do better than sequels oftentimes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Imagine if Undertale had this problem. If
It
when
did.
Toby Fox were like, we're gonna make a reboot of the first Undertale game.
Oof.
Ooh.
But
Oh
we're gonna
god,
change-
and this
change
one
lots of
Sam
things.
and in
Yeah,
this one
that's-
Sam shoots first.
Sans is a main character.
You play as
Oh, that I
Sans,
wouldn't
and
mind.
it's... But no, you just mostly watch a movie. Okay, so the remake is you are Sans and you watch a movie directed by Hideo Kojima.
Oh, okay.
Undertale made by Hideo Kojima. Now that would be interesting.
That's an
Oh,
AU I
God.
want to see.
Oh,
where
God.
the ending lasts 1.5 hours, and it's just a
Yes.
movie.
No, like, oh god, what would? Oh god,
Also,
keep
wait.
the day up.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, little slow geek says, I just love the fact that everything we're talking about has star in it. V-Star, Star Trek, Star Wars. Just went from
Oh snap!
V-Star to Star Wars and Star Trek. Oh,
That's true. Yeah.
True.
I mean,
little.
and then
but yeah.
what's that move in Undertale? The final boss fight, wasn't it like Star Killer or something like that, or Star
Star
I mean-
Cannon or
I have no idea.
Star
yeah,
Starfall or something like that?
Star Fox. Asriel summons Star Fox and he throws him at you.
Yep.
That's more tangent.
Yeah, but
Okay, there, fine. Why- All right, fine. Who do you think would do a better and a worse job at making this? So, you are Toby Fox 2, and your father, Toby Fox, gave you Undertale, and he was like, "My child, you must continue the legacy." And you're there, and you're like, "Okay." And he says, "You also must make a butt ton of money." So you have 5 choices to give Undertale to. Do you give it to Disney, Hideo Kojima, Rareware, Apple, or do you give it to Amazon?
Can I say Nintendo?
No,
No.
Nintendo's not in the options because this is. Let's say that
Not
Nintendo
Apple
made
for
it.
sure. Definitely not Apple.
Not Apple, not Amazon. Amazon can go fuck itself. Disney has too much shit.
Netflix. I'm gonna give it to Netflix.
No, they're not on the list. They're too good. They're too good. You have to choose amongst
I
the
will
worst.
say Disney does have the Mandalorian.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but Disney
Yep.
also has too much IP
It's like a
intellectual
monopoly.
properties.
Yeah, shoot.
One
Yeah.
company shouldn't own that much shit. That's like if
No. Yeah, that's totally valid. Yeah, I guess I would say either Rare or Kojima. Probably Kojima, just because he probably is more familiar with like the source material that Undertale is based off of.
I would personally do Rareware because I want you see Undyne shut up with the armor and they go 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 go.
I would like to see that too.
But here's the thing, Carl. If they do get their hands on it, they're gonna turn Undertale into a kart racing game.
Ooh.
That
Okay.
could happen,
Okay. All right. If there's a kart racing game, which class each character? Which class is each character in? What is their special weapon?
Building cars.
Building cars? What?
So
No, I mean I think
so
like
remember
he's
there's
like a
light,
special
heavy, and
ability
medium.
like in Mario Kart, like how
Yeah, and they also had like
characters-
light, heavy, and medium characters.
For Sans it would be the debug menu, but you just get the debug menu for the whole game, and you
There wouldn't
can
be a
just scroll around.
racer. Here's the thing. Sans wouldn't be a racer. He's too lazy.
He would be. Oh God, he'd be the person at the starting gate that would just go.
He would go like, yup, and like just count you off essentially.
Well, yeah. You see, guys, I would give Undertale to Studio Ghibli because they wouldn't make any games. They would just make animations off of it.
But,
So I would
but that
be
wasn't
like,
one of the
okay,
choices. That wasn't one of the choices.
Also,
Okay,
like,
well,
Studio Ghibli doesn't
Focus,
make
man, focus.
also Studio
Okay.
Ghibli doesn't make stuff
You
anymore.
have to give
so
it to a
let's
bad
be
choice.
And I guess I'm just.
That's right.
I'm
Studio
just,
Ghibli doesn't. Yeah. Studio Ghibli doesn't do anything anymore. What?
Yeah,
I
you should
mean,
go back to with
Miyazaki is working on a new movie, but
Yeah.
but in 3 years he had just finished like 37 minutes of the newest movie.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You should give it to Ghibli's sister company, the one full of
Ghibli.
like former Ghibli staff members. I forgot what their studio's called.
I have no idea.
How do you say Ghibli backwards?
Ghibli.
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 Iblik.
Iblik. This is our studio. Iblik.
Also, Gabe is having way too much fun with AU sounds.
That's why his eyes are red.
Oh yeah.
Oh no! People are calling Jontron in the chat. No, stop.
Jontron, where?
I guess I make a nuts and bolts reference from the car racing making game.
I
Oh,
remember
no.
that video. That was a good video.
I haven't seen that
Cars.
Cars.
I want to steal the joke to spike the fucker.
Oh man.
Oh,
what
man.
was it? Oh God. Now, like I said, what are the special kart racer abilities of each of the major characters? Because you know Undyne's going to be Spears. We know that Asgore is going to also be Spears, but Trident. But what about the other characters? What is this is Bones,
I guess for
but what does the Bones
Pirates,
do?
yeah, it could be Bones. Somebody's posting in the chat the annoying dog at like for Pirates because he steals his bones half like partway through the fight, which
But he could also like leave terrible traps behind him.
Alphys would throw like ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Or crappy
Just-
anime.
Just yes.
The ramen sticks to you and your screen goes black.
Yeah.
So like it's like a super banana peel essentially.
Yeah.
And she'll probably throw crappy anime too.
Flowey would be Vines, but does that make Mega Flowey like the unlockable character at the end that you fight?
Or a racing boss.
Hmm. Okay. What's Frisk's special ability? Just a knife? A gun?
Well, I mean, first would be the stick, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I
like a
guess.
boomerang.
A flirt.
Oh, you can
kinda think
flirt
of,
and take control of the character.
just like he's just like blows him a kiss and then like at somebody and then all of a sudden they would like essentially act like it'd be like a blue shower. They would just like, oh my god, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
I've been flirting with.
Megatron would throw his legs or pose a lot.
Oh, Epic has a good idea. Alphys rides on Metaton.
Oh,
Oh, the
I
marathon
like that.
box.
whoa,
like it's
hold
a-
on there. That's this is a safe for work stream. So
Oh.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing. That means the power up is Metaton Neo.
oh,
Oh yeah.
wouldn't that be a downgrade?
Well,
We'll see.
I mean, maybe it's like they wipe out more easily, but they can actually like shoot. They get like projectile for shots for a little time. Yeah, I don't know.
Now, here's an important
Okay.
question. Would Bluekey A be able to phase through things as their special, or B make the rest of the map temporarily lose like their sight as they go into the spook tunes?
The last one.
Yeah, I kind of the like the screen gets blurred with like ghost tears or something like that, and
Yeah.
like it's like, oh, I can't see because he's crying all over me or whatever.
Now, here's an interesting question. So, Binio, you said that you would want Nintendo, of course, to have Undertale. How do you think Sega would make
Oh, Sega would just add too many unnecessary characters into the game. Like
They would
way
have like
too
a bunch
many.
of cameos.
Yeah, like way too many characters that some fans
Oh,
don't know
no.
who the hell they are. They're just
There's
there
20
to-
skeletons.
Yeah, basically.
This is Silver
they-
the skeleton.
And they're all too edgy.
Oh wait, no! Oh god, they would be every single font on your computer is now a skeleton in the Segaverse.
Oh, yeah, that's totally what it would be. I mean, yeah, or
No,
or they
like,
could
Times
totally
New Roman is a bitch.
Yeah, like the first Undertale made by Sega would be too edgy and would have way too many characters. Then the next Undertale Sega game would be like okay, we made one game, then the next game we're going to come back to the roots and make it simpler. And then another game would again have too many characters because that's what Sega likes to do.
So if it was made by Sega, Undertale would be the third or fourth game in the series.
Basically, yeah.
Well,
They
and
started
don't
with
forget,
Overtale.
Well, then I like to think too, just like like how they had they tried to make like other like series too, like spin-offs of like the original Sonic games, where it's like they tried to like make like Sonic Riders, and like all those like side series that were like even main games, but like featured similar mechanics kind of deal, or like Sonic Advance. And...
Yeah.
They would have
The
a
opening
Temmie
animation for Sonic Riders, it happens to be the best thing Sonic related ever.
Garden. They would have Temmie Garden. You would
I can
raise
just
Temmies
imagine. I can just
custom
imagine.
Temmies.
I can just imagine Nintendo doing Undertale card like Gabe is doing
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
Hey! I looked on my other screen. I just saw that. Hey!
Good
I
there,
love how
horizontal.
she's writing her soul.
What weight
God
class
damn
would
it!
Undyne be in? I'm just kind of curious because she's
I say
strong, but she's
medium.
not
Medium.
heavy, right?
There we go.
She'd be like.
She'd be medium, and I would say, yeah. Actually, no, she'd be heavy class because she'd be hard to push around. She and Asgore would be the heavy class.
What about Toriel?
Medium. She is a bit of a pushover.
I know how I was
She's
supposed
got the highest
to like,
stats in the game.
I was
True,
supposed to like
true.
make her disappear into the wall and then like make her come like flip her around and come back, but instead of flipping her, I flipped her like upside. She was upside down. I'm like, wait.
You tried to flip Undyne, the map flips instead. Oh no!
Yes. No wait.
She keeps driving everyone else falling into the sky.
There. New.
God take. Mario Kart 8.
Oh god.
Mamma mia!
Oh, as Kraft says, there is a fan game called Under Razor. Wait, you serious? What is it? What?
Is there a good AU? Oh, damn.
No.
Hey, there are several
Dude,
AUs that I like.
Dude,
actually,
I myself have made an AU. It's okay. I joke.
Oh,
I
for
know, no,
real? It looks like. How does it look like? Is it like in 3D or 2D? Or...
I've sent you a link, Gabe.
Oh,
On the
okay.
info.
Under racing, yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Damn it, it's a video.
Oh, wow,
so
it's
it's like
it's like
the original.
2.5D.
It's like the original Mario Kart, I think.
Yeah.
But not the original, the Mario Kart in like Game Boy or something.
Oh, I
Can we-
Pocket Circuit? No.
Okay, that looks actually
Yeah, it's like a
pretty
3D
fun.
map, and then like, but the kart races themselves are like sprites kind of deal. Yeah,
Mario-
okay. Well,
Yeah, like Mario Kart Super Circuit.
Yeah, the original
Damn.
one.
I guess Mario Kart 64 was like that too, where it was like a 3D world, but then like,
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
characters
the
were all
characters.
sprites.
Yeah.
But the sprites were so good in that I keep forgetting that they weren't actually 3D. But I'm like, that is the reason why I remember them as looking good, because if they were, Mario 64 Mario, it was a good game, but oof, looking back on it.
It was pretty clever how they did it. I mean, they actually carefully, made so many damn sprites for that game. Good lord.
Yeah. Oh man.
I still got that game. Hold on.
Would Mew Mew Kissy Kitty be one of the unlockable?
Yes.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's a racer. I mean, so like eventually every like
Yum.
character and their mothers have to be in this game. So
And their mother.
Gabe is just having fun now.
Okay, I just wanna take this moment to send Gabe one of the best videos I found on the internet this past few months.
Yum. Oh wait. Yum. Okay, wait.
No.
No, no.
What? Kazuma Kiryu?
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
Gray knows what I'm talking about.
I mean, it's
okay,
just-
14 seconds. I think I can watch it. Let's see.
For those out in the chat, it's Kazuma Kairu answers a telephone.
Kiryu.
and SFM. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Nice.
Wow. Who's
it-
Kazuma Kiryu?
He's from the video game
Yakuza?
video game series titled Yakuza.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's
I
yeah.
know some of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because
super
that's actually
cool.
pretty fun.
yeah, it's so goofy. Like the mini games, I would just way too goofy in that game.
Oh no.
Moshi moshi.
Oh no. Where's Sundight? I lost Sundight.
You lost
on my
Undyne.
cart. I just put her like outside of the screen. But I don't know where I put her. Oh, there she is. There she is.
Just gotta go fast.
I've never heard of anyone losing a digital drawing before.
No,
You
it's
know?
Just like, yeah.
Gabe, I called the Guinness World Records. I think you just did some like the
You
first.
did it.
Yeah.
You did. They've
But-
never seen that before. You're the talent they need.
Wait, what?
They're going to hire you to lose other franchises so that they don't have to be talked about anymore.
Damn. Okay, I'll practice my skills.
Yes, Sony's calling about Ghostbusters.
Oh. Damn.
Remember it's that movie.
Oof. Oh god.
Like Ghostbusters with all female cast. That one.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
that didn't exist.
Wait, I just noticed.
One of the reasons I lost my job at PlayStation was that movie.
Oh.
It
Wait.
did so poorly. It hit every other part of the company.
Oh, okay. I guess I was gonna say like,
Holy
what did you
crap.
like make some choice remarks on it? And they were like, "Fuck you," and they like fired you. But like, no, it's just like it was just that bad of a movie that it
Mhm.
caused her. That in all fairness, in all seriousness, that's terrible. And like, oh, that really sucks. I'm so sorry that happened to you. But
It's okay. It was
Yeah.
just one of those things where it was like, all right, so the quarter's been terrible. The only part of Sony that made money was PlayStation. So
Oh my god.
PlayStation is now funding every other part of the company. And everyone's like, what happened to the... Oh, yeah. The movie.
I
oh
can barely
right.
see. Okay, so I see. It's they drew. I'm just looking at fan art for Gale. I just noticed that there's been a couple of drawings. Why nobody told me about
wow.
this? Fucking awesome. The fucking
Oh, wow.
Sans, like he can't drink ketchup through his mouth, so he drinks it through his eye. That makes the best sense.
It's nice.
And then
That is one of the best. I love that. Actually.
God damaged Craft. Craft
it's-
always did the best.
damn it, I would like to rage Drew. I use a Muppet tail, but it's kind of hard to
Yes.
see, sadly. But I see that it's Frisk, like with like hands.
The puppeteer.
Suck it, Muppets. Oh, that's awesome.
It's like Frisk is like Jim Henson, where he's like doing all the like. Ah!
Oh god, there it is, Muppet tail. Idea by Gale Rice plus Patron
Tail.
buddies.
Yep.
Oh,
Muppet tail.
this is gonna go down in
What character
history.
Kermit will be?
Oh god.
Oh.
Obviously, Alphys.
Question.
Oh god.
That, I can actually
No.
see that being a thing because it's like, you know, Kermit's
has
kind of
a
like
beak.
that. Okay.
Hey,
This is Kermit the
hey,
Frog. here.
Undyne,
Is he,
want to make
Oh,
out?
howdy ho, everyone! Kermit the Frog here. I have. I'm not gonna say it. I was about to just say something really bad.
Hi ho, Undyne. You
Oh,
want to
that's
make out in the garbage?
It's about
Haha.
it's about a very bad medical condition in the rear.
Oh, okay, yeah. Good call. Hello.
Hello. Oh, howdy ho, everyone. I have. Hello.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Good old yeah. I like Muppet Tale. I would actually like just seeing like the Undertale characters like as like Muppet like creatures would actually be kind of cool to see. I in all honesty, so.
Hello, Tuesday. Oh my god.
I kind of like
What?
that. I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. I see
What?
things happening.
What are you doing, Gabe?
I see.
God, just the wacky wavy arms of the Muppets.
Kiss me. Very well. No.
Oh God, Heavy Tail. Kiss me. Very well.
You're so pretty. Kiss me. Very well.
Oh God, but no, I'm now just imagining Undyne, but with a heavy Russian accent.
Oh yeah.
Look up yet.
Oh my God!
You
Is
think
it
you
like
can outrun spear?
they're like trying
I
to?
challenge
Oh my God! Like Undyne's like literally like it's like I gotta figure out how to talk to Alphys, and it's like the person's like I'll help you. It's like hey Undyne, kiss me.
Oh, that is something that would do. In fact.
Like,
Oh
see,
my
this
God.
is how you practice, and then Undyne's
Holy
just like,
crap.
why didn't I kill you? Like after I had to.
Why
had to
didn't I
listen to
kill you when I
Pirates
had
and,
a
like-
chance?
Yeah.
Alpha.
You were
I
at
am
home,
heavy
and
spearfish.
like our house is burning down. I could have just left you in there, to just
Oh my god.
choke on
So
burning
she wants to
spaghetti.
commit mass genocide on the child.
Oh, that's awesome. And also,
Okay,
how-
when you were first drawing the face. Okay,
I
here's
just-
the terrible part. Oh, you first.
Go ahead. No, it's fine.
When you were first drawing Undyne's face,
What?
You completely went
Yep.
silent.
It cut you off. I think your internet is acting up.
Just
Uh-oh.
trying to censor you.
Yep.
Hello? The car
Hello?
leave.
We've lost Carl, everybody. It's
No.
official. We've lost Carl.
Friend.
Oh, shit.
Where'd he go?
Carl!
Carl!
Shit.
Oh, damn, he did leave. Oh, okay. Well,
Discord
hold
be
up
like Discord be like execute order 66.
Hello?
And who was it? Adriana somewhere asked if my family's from Chile. No, I'm from Mexico. I'm Le Mexicano.
El
El
Mexico.
Mexicano, por favor.
hello?
Hey!
Hello, yes.
Hello.
I mentioned Freddy Fazbear and then it kicked me. I was like, okay, it was too bad of a joke.
Damn!
Oh, okay.
You mentioned casual bongos. How could you?
Damn!
Discord, play Dispatchio.
Dispatch!
Despacho.
Dispatch.
Did I mispronounce that?
No, it's the Italian knockoff version of Despacito.
Oh, I totally mispronounced that. I always
It's
just
okay.
Wait,
My head
that was
can't,
a
like-
honest mistake. I
Yeah,
love it.
no.
I love it. I want to hear Dispatchio.
Dispatch.
It has like.
Like
what is
it's
that?
like it's like a different it's like an ice cream flavor in honor of that song. It's like Dispatchio.
No, but like I said, I want the like Italian strings version with like the accordion version of Despacito now. Always pizza time here.
I would love Russian Tale too. To be honest, did I ever tell you, Gabe? That's actually, for a while kind of was like that was like my headcanon was like I thought that like Russian Undyne would be your voice actually. Like so, like,
Oh,
for the longest
damn.
time.
Damn
Russian
it.
tale. It's Soviet
I am-
underground.
Yeah,
You
like I said,
don't
I
kill
am Spearfish,
human kill you.
and this is my spear.
I am Coolfish 94.
Beastmaster 64.
Oh God, Palpatine.
But
That's
yeah.
old meme.
Oh my god. And yes, and of course the part 2
Damn
in
it.
the reverse. Oh, that's awesome.
If Undyne was
Kiss it.
Emperor Palpatine.
Untying
You
it
will
as
see
a
that
Emperor
this
Palpatine.
spear is
Yeah, that'd be great.
operation.
Undyne as Emperor Palpatine.
Oh yeah.
It's the throne with a spear. And you're like,
Well, isn't that a thing? Like in like one of the endings of Undertale, she technically becomes like, isn't she called
The queen.
Empress? Yeah. Or
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, in a way.
she's literally called
Yeah.
Empress. Like she's not even just like the queen. She's like she becomes the Empress of the underground.
Oh yeah,
Unlimited
she
spears.
literally like throws Toriel out of the window or
Yep.
something.
Yep, she just defenestrates her. She's like, pling!
Oh god.
That's one of my favorite words, defenestration. It is the specific thing as throwing somebody out of a window because it's such a specific way of hurting somebody.
Wow.
Did not know that.
Did you know that there has not been one but 2 defenestrations of Prague? The city of Prague had 2 major historic events of people being thrown out of windows.
Oh, I did not know
Holy
that.
crap.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
you
had done
crazy.
No, this was actually a major part of the Protestant Reformation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Protestants,
I just like the-
Prague Protestants, you crazy.
Oh.
Or as I call them, Protestants.
Protestants. Yeah.
and
I mean, it's improbable.
Oh,
it's like, oh yeah, the Senate.
I'm just imagining like Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I mean, how can you not? Star Wars is awesome.
Oh,
But now imagine like Sans as Yoda.
Oh, I could. That actually makes a lot of sense,
and he
actually.
glued like he painted elf ears green and glued it on his head.
Hot dog you have? Yes.
He's like, I can just imagine him just being like super lazy, like, yeah, I'm Yoda, whatever. And then he's
Why
like,
did your Yoda impression sound like Marge Simpson there for a second?
Egg you have?
you must learn the ways of the Force.
oh my god, are you
Not enough
serious?
fishies are there.
Marge, we're in Undertale.
Oh my god, Kraft came out with more doodles. Are you serious? Holy crap, they're so well done. What the fuck? Wow.
Did you know that there
Oh,
actually
is so
was an
cute.
animation about The Simpsons and Undertale?
Oh, damn. I did not know.
It's not very well done.
Oof.
I'll try to find them later, but yeah, it's just The Simpsons and Undertale, and just imagine, take your Flash animation computer, slam it against the wall a couple times, and you've got a
Oh wow.
thing.
It's so hard to see.
It's oof.
My
it's been-
goodness.
Good Lord.
I love it.
Yes.
The papyrus and sands with like button eyes.
Like kind of like Coraline style puppet,
Yeah.
like puppets. Yeah, I love it.
Oh,
I love
I
little
just
button eyes.
just noticed on that it has like the 2 eyes missing.
Oh yeah,
Wow, that's awesome.
that's cool. I like that. Oh, that's a cool design.
Wow, that's awesome art, Craft. Thank you for your
Nice job,
Craft
Craft.
Tale.
Craft.
Here's an idea. I love Craft Tale. Every character is based off a Lovecraft monster.
Mwah.
I would be so into that, and that would be super cool actually. Like eldritch, eldritch monsters,
Oh, yeah.
or just even them like being like they're above the surface now, and then like it's like we're trying to integrate a monster like human society like peacefully, and then all of a sudden like they just get involved in like some like eldritch horror tale. That'd be like they have to fight like Cthulhu cultists or something like that.
Yeah, Cthulhu Craft.
Cthulhu tale, eldritch
No,
tale.
Cthulhu Trail. What did I say Cthulhu Craft? What the fuck?
No, I mean, no. I mean, to be fair, Tail and Craft. And I mean, there's a lot of games that end with Tail and a lot of games that end with Craft. So I mean, a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
great-
okay.
like Minecraft, StarCraft, Warcraft,
Craft.
Craft.
Craft macaroni and cheese.
New AU, Undercraft.
Damn.
Yes.
Oh,
I bet there's somebody that's done that.
Where everyone is addicted to Minecraft.
Yes.
Oscar asks, have or will you have a Q&A one day? I pretty sure I have
We've had
done
several.
Q&As, but I can make another one if necessary. I'm
I
like,
was gonna say, like,
yeah.
you already. We have a couple of Q&As already, but I mean, yeah, if people want to know more, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I shouldn't throw you under the bus. Apologies, Kate.
Yeah, no, it's
your
alright,
decision.
I do.
Jeez, yeah, it's your decision, man.
I do think that way. I mean, I'm always up for answering questions, even though a lot of the Q&As are like the same question, and so I guess I should make like a FAQ video at some point, be like, hey, you got a Q&A, here are the most frequently asked.
Well, and then also like you could just like release the same video over and over again with like a different title card and be like, "Yep, I made another Q&A video."
Oh god.
Yeah.
I mean, that will be fun, but at the same time, hey, I'm not 5 Minute Crafts. Ah!
Yeah, it will be like Garai's Q&A. Not clickbait. You won't believe what happened.
You won't freaking believe what I was asked this time.
Not
Sexual.
clickbait.
You won't believe the answers I give too. After the 5-minute ad.
Can you believe these crazy tattoos? You can't fathom the comprehension of number 15.
Oh god. Number 35 will shock you!
Number 13, Burger King foot lettuce.
Oh my god.
What?
ASMR tail.
There's that.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, Alex, Burger King foot lettuce was a meme.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's from one of those top 10 countdown videos. Really bad.
Or it's just like they're just scraping it was like everybody was shipping it in that day, and it's like, okay, we have to make something. Yeah, let's make a video of Burger King foot lettuce or something like that.
It
Whatever.
was like top, I don't know, bad things that happened in like fast food places and shit, and I don't know, and then I don't know, the typical, oh yeah, I found,
I mean,
like,
to be fair, it's like, that does sound like a terrible thing that would happen at a fast food place.
yeah, because it was a photo. There was a photo of someone like with their shoes on the lettuce.
Yeah. Still nasty, because they're gonna walk into the dog shit.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
They got doxxed. So that's
Mhm.
that's a good thing. Well, if you're gonna have one at some point, guess what I'm gonna ask? You will get a first try. I don't know. Like, what program do I use? Yeah, the most frequently asked is, what program do I use?
How are you at drawing, or
What tablet? Or like how? Or like, some people even ask me, do you draw like on the computer? I'm like, yeah. It's like, maybe they don't know, it's okay, but let's say it's a little hard to like animate on paper nowadays because it's more expensive.
Well, not just that, but I'm imagining they're like watching the stream. They're like, "How are you animating this without me being able to see your hand?"
Damn. And I mean, it's okay. Everyone can ask questions.
Yeah.
But,
well, it's like, I think it's more like, it's like, are you using a mouse, or using like an actual like pen tablet, or?
People who make
are
pieces with mouses are god level tiers of talent.
Yeah. No one actually draws with a mouse except for absolute geniuses or absolute fools.
Who got
To end the
lucky.
spectrum, yeah.
Absolute madness.
They
Yes.
have the IQ of 200.
I've drawn with a mouse. It hurts. It hurts.
Yes. It hurts my eyes.
It depending on what I draw, if I could, like the stuff I've drawn for you in the past, Neon. That's like I drew it out on paper, but then I traced over it with mouse myself. That's how I typically like to do stuff. It's like, I like to draw it on paper first, and then go over it with mouse on a computer. That's like how I like to. The few times I animate, I guess.
That's originally how I used to do it, but I was smart enough to get myself a Wacom bamboo tablet from fucking Office Depot. Back when they actually had it.
It's like absolutely. Yeah. No. That's absolutely the approach you should take if you're doing like long-term stuff like that. For
Which reminds me, Office Depot, get fucking drawing tablets back on your shelves, you piece of shits.
shout out to Office Depot out there.
Mm-hmm.
What I've been asking for the last 3 streams. I'm sorry, I do not remember like specifically what you've been asked. I mean, I remember your name. I just don't remember specifically what you asked. I'm sorry, but yeah.
We're constantly distracting them, so I mean, so.
I mean, we're all distracted all the time. And also, I'm trying to like friggin' draw and stuff. So I'm sorry, I will forget things. Rusty Tomato says foot fetish people are gonna love the foot lettuce. I mean, that's a way to. Anyway.
Yep.
Send feet.
Number 15, Burger King foot fetish.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh, it's not that fucking me, Mike.
That's a recommended YouTube video that I'll just swipe past.
Oh, well then.
Juan Ford
Well,
says.
that's.
Juan Ford says they have to draw with a mouse. It's like,
Oh my.
So yeah, probably people that draw with a mouse is people that probably don't have the access to a tablet, but also people that are Asians and draw friggin' realism, like incredible realism or something in paint with a mouse, and you just wonder how are they human, but they are because they're Asians or something, and yeah.
Is that Asians?
I mean, I don't know, but I've seen like videos of like, oh yeah, just drawing with a mouse and shit, and they draw like amazing, incredible shit, and they're usually Asians, yeah.
Oh.
It's like, damn it, you guys, you're good at everything. Oh,
We have to do one stream where Gabe draws everything with the mouse. That would be one entertaining stream.
Damn.
Oh.
Well,
If we do that to Gabe, we have to do that to everybody. I think everybody that joins in the chat has to be drawing with a mouse while they draw.
Oh god.
Yes,
I'd rather
everyone would have
shove
to do it.
Pardon my French, but I'd rather shove a cactus up my dick than do that ever again.
Again?
Okay.
You've done that before?
Drawing with a mouse, yeah.
Okay, good.
I thought you were the cactus.
Oh god, no.
What the fuck?
Damn it. Okay, so Oscar is the one asking for death by sins. Okay.
Death by Sands. Okay.
Death by Sands.
Hmm.
Okay,
Death
so
by
that
Sims?
makes sense. Like I've seen the message many times, but I'm like I don't look at the name or anything, so I forgot. But also
We recognize the meme, but we don't remember the arse that graced with that creation.
I'm sorry.
So.
But now I remember.
All right,
so
hold
now I
on.
know.
Let's see.
Phoenix
Okay.
Art is like did someone say feet?
Shit.
Feet.
Oh, boy.
God.
All
Okay,
right, so it's some sort of thing.
No.
No.
You're a ceiling gang. I spit at you. Oh no, it's spit back. Oh shit.
I was like, why you sounded like PewDiePie? Oh yeah. Oh.
Well, thank you.
Oh god, I love it. Oh, and Juan says the difficult
Yeah.
part, I assume about drawing with the mouse is inking, because with the mouse you can control the thickness of the line. with the
Yeah.
tablet. Okay, yeah, you cannot with the mouse, I think. But unless you draw with vectors, I think you can do that with vectors. But yeah, no, it's
That potentially, yeah, but that is true. Yeah, with the mouse, that's probably the most limiting thing is you can't control. Yeah, the pressure you put on this. Yeah, unless you're like having the mouse wheel like control like how thick you're doing it, in which case that just sounds like a pain. But
yeah.
It sounds like suicide.
Yeah. Oh, and as Kraft says, you said that sometime you'll do a stream where we draw the same stuff in chat and they show it on stream. You're still planning on do that? I'm sorry, I do not remember that, but sounds fun. Like
that does sound fun, I will say. Actually, like it's even as like a non-artist myself, that'd actually be kind of interesting to just like see how that would play out.
So like we just give out a theme and we all draw the same thing, and
like for like 30 minutes or whatever. And then we're like, okay, time's up, and then
just
everybody
everyone
else looks great.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I drew a square.
I just laugh at the.
No, it's like Doodle Dudes from.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
I do
Doodle
feel
of
like
dudes.
that would be a fun thing to do, like directly on the Discord, like stream thing or something. I don't know how that would work here in the, because that would mean you guys would be seeing what I'm drawing, or
We could do a program where we're all drawing on the same canvas, can't we?
I'm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, draw
that must be
pile.
yeah. Oh, we can do that on the stream then. Yeah. But well, what about the people that maybe don't have like access to to like,
Internet?
they can't draw on the on a tablet or something.
I was about to say, if no
Oh,
one,
I'd be using mouse for sure.
Everyone would use mouse. That would be the rule. If your drawings are too good, you're
Oh well, I mean, I wouldn't
you're
force that on
rejected.
anybody else, but I would be drawing with mouse just because it's just like.
No, that's what I'm saying. We will enforce the rule. Only mice.
Only
If you
mouse.
show up with a
Mice?
tablet, you'll be yeeted. You'll be yeeted from the draw pile.
Holy crap!
Did someone just say you did? What the hell?
Yeet.
where did that come from? I keep on forgetting where that came from. That word. Yeet.
Teenagers.
Yeet.
I have no idea, but I love it.
I only remember like we will eat again.
Yes.
Oh, Juanford says all in Zoom, like in a virtual class. Actually, that could work. I think. Do you think it could?
But we'd all need Zoom.
Alright. Well, I mean, a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, have Zoom. It will be because
You
I
have
don't
to
have
pay
it.
for it, though.
I mean,
They pay for it if
Discord is better.
Oh,
By
Well, here's the thing:
long
is
shot.
Zoom you have to pay if you have a longer than 40-minute talk.
really?
With
Yes.
multiple people, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh, okay. Fuck
even I
Zoom.
didn't know that.
If it's just because I've had hour-long chats with like grandparents, like over Zoom,
Oh.
just like one or two screens, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Damn it.
But if we want people to join in on the madness, that's the
Yeah.
problem.
Either that, or we agree to do it for only 30 minutes at prompt, show it, and then immediately end the stream before 40 minutes, and then immediately restart again, the call again.
I mean,
Yep.
I guess we'll see. We'll see.
figure it
If
out.
we
We'll
can,
figure it out.
Yeah, we can do it on Discord. I think we can just do it because most people have Discord here. So.
Yeah.
I was gonna
then-
say you have on the
We
screen
could
you have
do- we
Fuji
could do what?
and
Excuse me, because I didn't catch it.
But
Oh,
everyone has
drop
drawn
file.
on the Microsoft Paint except my challenge. That would
okay.
be fun. Yes.
yes,
Thank you so much for
yes.
the 10. But also, holy shit. Oh, thank you all so much.
Okay, yeah.
I was gonna say you could just put the fish cart right between the two anime girls because they're both looking at the center.
Or Drawful 2 would
Wait,
work too, I guess.
The card where?
I was gonna say,
No,
you
like-
notice that your two girls, they're looking in opposite directions. You could actually, by flopping them around, have them both staring at the same thing intently.
Oh my god, let me see.
Like, I'm gonna get undone. No, I'll get undone. She's
I'm gonna
mine.
get that
My fish eye.
fish. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
they are
that
looking at. Oh, I know.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, you go. I want to see what you
No,
think.
I'm just.
I would make it uncomfortably close where it's like zoomed in so you can only see a bit of each of their face staring at the small fish.
Oh god. Okay, wait. Damn it! Ah.
Well, everybody, it has been a real treat seeing everybody, talking to everybody again, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I'm gonna peace out a little bit just so I can go over to spend time with the family for a little bit today.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for having me on here, and this was awesome. I'm glad I got to talk with everybody again. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great week ahead.
Yeah, you have a
See you
good
later,
week.
Alex.
You have
Yeah,
a good week too,
you
man.
too.
And thanks
Thank
for
you,
joining.
thank you.
Take care.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure.
Yay.
Take
Bye,
care,
everyone.
bro.
Okay.
Take care, Alex.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Now they're both looking at online. Yeah.
Yes.
Fujiko-chan.
But yeah, I mean, it's been 3 hours. Okay, I really should should get going too. I'm really hungry. Yeah,
Okay.
I can
Alright.
see the ladies looking at on the in soon show.
There's a tiny little I'm they're like, yes. Good.
Looking at sushi.
Because what
Oh
I was
my
thinking was like making the picture of Undyne like the full screen, and then just each of them giant, slightly off screen.
That works.
Just ominous.
Oh my god,
I
there's
should
some-
not have.
Hi,
What?
Phoenix.
Excuse me.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
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 Also, oh my god, there's
Hello
more
there.
art. I love it. Use the force, I
Yay.
guess. Wow. Wow, you guys just kept drawing, I swear. This is fucking
Yeah.
great.
Good job.
Damn.
Epic Wolf says, I'm just imagining a pic of Undyne with the Russian hat thing at the and the text in Soviet Russia with fish spears you. Wow, that's a wow. Okay, that's fucking awesome. I'm sorry. Can I like borrow that for a future Undyne quotes? That would be fucking great. Oh my, the fucking face. Holy shit. Oh, you guys are fucking great. There's nothing like for us here. Damn it, again, I'm really sorry. It's a bit hard to see the text. But, oh wait, I know. I think I know. I think I can just tweak the brightness a bit. Damn it. Aha! There we go. Ah! Nice! Mapatelwa get rice. There is nothing left for us here. Let us see this point. What? Let us. Damn it, I'm sorry. And move on to the next. And oh, okay, it's Kara saying, okay. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Okay,
Oh,
Kara
oh.
was puppeteering.
What
everyone
happened there?
all along. Damn, that's awesome though. Yeah, the drama. Oh, you guys are freaking. Oh, you guys could just keep drawing. That's freaking great. But yeah, soon we'll make like a cool like a doodle dudes thing where we all draw and we all share the stuff and we all have fun. Thank you so much, Craft.
Yeah. Scrap just keep delivering.
Yes.
You're awesome, man.
So good. But yeah, it's time for me to go and have some foods. Thank you all so much for joining. It's been 3 hours. Holy crap! I am a little tired, but it's been a blast. It's been really fun. You guys, thank you so much.
Hey, no problem. I'm glad I finally get the catch on a Saturday.
Yeah. Sweet.
I almost said Sunday. Good God.
It's okay. Nowadays, most people are at home. Like, there's just time doesn't pass, and also time passes too fast at the same time. So.
Or too slowly.
Yeah. You're too slow.
You're too slow.
You're too slow.
Chili dogs.
Chili dogs. Yeah.
Chili
dogs.
dogs.
Thank you all for
I
coming.
did.
Oh. Olive Garden.
Take care, y'all.
Take care.
Gabe, do you got Olive Garden in Mexico?
Take care, y'all. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.